Thinking with local style, the Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois, Landers Collision Centers of Mount Vernon and Salem, big or small, Landers fixes them all. Schmidt Ford of Salem, Allstate Insurance Agent Paul Shields, and People's National Bank. We take you to the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth for the Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Mount Vernon Rams football. Start now.
South 7 Conference opener tonight for the Mount Vernon Rams on the road at Lindenwood University Stadium in Belleville. Good evening, I'm Chris Hugo with Jeff Lonnon alongside from the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth tonight here on AM 940, 96.5 FM, and worldwide with streaming video at WMIXsports.com. We'll hear from Mark Goodhart on this Landers Collision Center's pregame. We'll also talk a lot about Week 4 matchups in the South 7 Conference. We'll even talk a little bit about this one. We'll get Coach Lonnon's thoughts when we come back, but first we need to hear from Coach Goodhart. We'll do that right now here on the Landers Collision Center's pregame show. You heard it on Saturday. You hear it again tonight. Mark Goodhart coming right up after a quick break. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Hi, this is Bria Assey with Community First Bank, and 10 is the magic number. Our Community Love campaign is raising over $10,000 for 10 local charities, and our name is now 10 years old. And we want to celebrate with you at our 10th Street location. Join us on Saturday, September 16th from 11 to 1 p.m. for some Uncle Joe's barbecue and great giveaways, including the grand prize of a Yeti cooler. You can't miss this exciting event. See you on Saturday.
Learn about dozens of colleges and universities at the Illinois Regional College Fair hosted by Red Lake College on Tuesday, September 19th from 9 until 11. It's free to students and parents. Visit the RLC Gymnasium to ask questions of more than 30 regional schools. Learn about financial aid, scholarships, transferring, how to pick a major, and much more. Take the next step at the Illinois Regional College Fair on Tuesday, September 19th from 9 to 11 at Red Lake College. Red Lake College, your journey starts here.
Watch the Rams online at WMIXsports.com. Powered by Red Lake College.
Welcome back to your Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS. The Mount Vernon Rams and Althoff Crusaders coming up in just a bit here from the Candy Cane Turf at Lindenwood University Stadium in Belleville. But first, we have Mark Goodhart, Mount Vernon Rams football coach. Spoke with him on the Saturday Sports Show this past weekend. We previewed the game tonight against these Crusaders. We also talked a little bit about Triad last week. Rams lost to the Knights, but they look for their first win tonight. South 7 Conference opener against Althoff. Let's talk about it now. Mark Goodhart from the Saturday Sports Show. Here it is. Right now, talking Mount Vernon Rams football with Rams football coach Mark Goodhart. Goody, good morning.
Good morning. How are we doing today?
Doing wonderful. And before we talk about last night, let's talk about last week. And it has been, I don't want to say it's been a while since I've had that much fun watching Rams football, but last week against Woodstock, I know it was a loss, and I know it went to double overtime, and I know the Rams had their chances to win, but darn it, I really felt like your kids went up to Urbana, neutral side against a team that nobody really knew a great deal about other than a little balanced offensively. But I thought your team played very, very well last week. We saw so much greatness out of your team offensively and many times defensively out of the Rams a week ago when they played Woodstock. Just a fun game to call, a fun game to watch, and we saw a lot of offense, we saw a lot of defense, and just a lot of fun.
Hey, it was a fun game all the way around. You know, hey, even with a loss, hey, there was some depth, there was some great positives. Kids fought hard. You know, it's something that I don't think I've seen in a while, from start to finish. Our kids played hard. You know, they were disappointed, heartbroken at the end, but you know, they definitely learned some stuff, and they worked their butts off from whistle to whistle, and that's all as a coach that we can ask for.
Well, certainly, and I mean, it seemed like everybody stepped up in some way, shape, or form. Big catch from Dameron early. Nick Malone was strong throughout the game, obviously, chewed up some yardage on the ground, most importantly, but also was able to get some yards passing as well. And then late in the game, different guys stepping up. Scarborough, I know, stepped up late as well. And just a case where you were missing some due to various health issues, and everybody stepped up and had a big performance, I thought, against a good Woodstock team.
Yeah, you know, Rashid got hurt, and so Kate did have to step up, you know, both sides of the ball. Nick, fantastic job, you know, hitting Amir and Isaiah and Brody. Those guys just stepped up. We're short on numbers, so some of these guys don't leave the field, and I'm just appreciative of everything that they do.
Well, and then of course last night the Triad Knights come to town. First game at the new Ken Hunt Stadium, and with that, the nice facility brings some distractions. Obviously, with it being the first varsity football game in the facility, and with that, Triad coming to town, a team that obviously for years has specialized in the triple option, tough to defend. I mean, Triad has basically in the first 2 weeks rolled over Mattoon and Collinsville, and then last night we saw just how good Triad was, and I feel like we saw a Triad team probably even better that was even better than Taylorville.
Triad is a team that they're going to make a choice, and whatever choice you make, it's going to be wrong. Coach Basco has those guys spot on what they do. I think they eat, breathe, and sleep the triple option. They can run it. They can run it from the 5th grade all the way up through high school, and it definitely shows. You have to bring your A game when you're playing Triad, and unfortunately, with some injuries and 2 guys out, and just some missed assignments, Triad takes advantage, and that's what you get with a triple option.
And I was telling Scott Gamber on the broadcast last night that the triple option offense is one it's hard to practice against because unless you're the team running it, it is tough to simulate the decisions that quarterback is going to make. And so much relies on whatever that quarterback is going to do. Unless you're in his head, you can't practice against it. Therefore, you certainly can't defend well against it. And it's been a case where for so many years with that system in place, as you mentioned, 5th grade on up, they just have a guy in their system ready to go every time. That for whatever reason, I don't know if they give them a critical thinking test or what they do or some sort of aptitude test, but there's always a guy able to run that offense that makes them so great year in and year out and makes it nearly impossible for anybody else to be able to defend.
Exactly. We ran triple option here years ago. Coach Maines and brought that to town. And to be successful with triple option, it is thousands and thousands and thousands of quarterback reads every single time. And until you become proficient with it, then it's gonna be difficult to run the option when it's not spot on. And that's also an offense that, hey, if you throw a wrinkle in there defensively, you can stop it. It's just unfortunately last night I had brought the A game and he just didn't make a right read and a right decision, and hey, blame it on me, the coaching staff, short week, and that's anytime you have a short week, it cannot be against Triad if you want to be ready to play.
Well,
so, hey, it is what it is. We'll turn that page and get ready for Belleville.
Exactly, and the Althoff Crusaders on Friday night at Lindenwood on the turf, and I mean, Althoff's Althoff. That's pretty well all we can say about them. They've reloaded again this year, and they are undefeated, obviously, coming in. They shut out a very good modern-day team last night, 33-0. So for the Crusaders, another tough test for the Rams, and it's that part of the schedule, whereas you get into conference play, I mean, every week is tough. Every week it's tougher and tougher, it feels like, and obviously this could be the toughest opponent the Rams see this year.
Yeah, again, I've said this before, the South 7 is a tough conference. It's just when you're good, you're good. And we've had runs in the South 7 that you can kind of gauge your team by the first 4 games of the season. And when you're holding close against Triad, week 2 is always been a tough opponent. Taylorville, and when you can sneak one past Althoff, you've got something special. And in just the last couple of years, we just got to keep working, keep fighting, try to get competitive, and just make these kids ready to play.
Of course, and ready to play. I mean, an Althoff team, we all know, offense, defense, they're stacked, both sides of the football. What would it take, say, for the Rams to pull off an upset Friday night?
Hey, again, coaches are up early watching film now, And, part of the crew's getting ready to head over to Triad at the lower level. We're formulating a game plan against Althoff, and Althoff's a tough team. It's one of those opponents that year in and year out, they're going to be spot on. And we just have to get kids healthy and be ready to play 7 o'clock Friday night. And we can definitely shock some people. We're going to do our best to be ready, get kids healthy. We got some in ice right now, and we got a couple on crutches. But hey, we'll come in hobbling if we have to.
Final question for you. It's a little bit easier. It's a WMIX Sports Social Media Question of the Week, and I know we've done this before, just can't remember when we did it. What was your favorite subject in school?
Well, lunch was always my favorite. Seriously, I was a history buff. That was kind of my favorite. Between lunch, it's kind of a tie.
Lunch and history. I like it. That's a good, because, everybody is going to think lunch probably is their favorite, but history,
yes.
I'm with you on the history. Goody, I appreciate the time as always. I know last night, 55-7, not the way you wanted it to go, but I still look back to week 2 and Woodstock, and I see a Rams team, and we talked about it one night after a volleyball game. It's so much improvement this year. I don't think fans who went to the game last night or watched it online got to necessarily see the team that we've seen over the past couple of weeks, and I feel like there's still a lot of improvement there. Triad's just that good, and I'm looking forward for what's to come the rest of the season.
Hey, I appreciate that, Chris. Hey, we've got a young group here, and these guys work every day, and I'm so proud of what they bring to the table. And hey, go Rams!
There you have it. Mark Goodhart, head football coach of the Mount Vernon Rams, was on the Saturday Sports Show this past week. We'll talk to him again tomorrow. That's right. We do it every week, 8:08, right after the 8 o'clock news on AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. And, in fact, that's where we return in just a moment. We'll have kickoff coming up shortly here from Lindenwood University Stadium in Belleville. We'll come back to your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Legence Bank would like to wish all the local Southern Illinois teams and coaches much success in the 2017-2018 academic year. Legence Bank proudly supports you on and off the field. Legence Bank, member SBIC, building stronger communities in Southern Illinois since 1906. That's Legence Bank.
Hey, Pete, how's life with your 3-year-old?
She's got a lot of questions.
Why? I see what you mean. And I bet you have questions about life insurance.
Why?
Well, because you need to protect your family.
Why?
An Allstate agent can give you simple answers about life insurance. Plus, when you apply, you'll get a free biometric wellness report with recommendations for leading a happier, healthier life.
Why? That sounds great.
It's good to be in good hands.
Ask Mount Vernon Allstate agent Paul Shields about life insurance today.
All right, listen, we didn't invent lunch. No, we're not really in that line of business. But we did make lunch better because we are in that line of business. We made up a thing called the B-Dubs Fast Break Lunch. It's a collection of your favorite B-Dubs food. And as we all know, a lunch with your favorite food is a better lunch. It sounds simple, but it's taken ages for mankind to arrive at this solution. Sorry we weren't involved in this lunch situation sooner. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Back to the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Back on WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Glad to be here with you from the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. We're at Lindenwood University, Belleville, for what could be the Crusaders' final game from this facility. Reading in the local papers this week, possibility of playing Centralia at their new stadium on their campus next week. A possibility, as I read in the Belleville News-Democrat today. But today the Rams are here looking for their first win of the year and hoping for a little magic in the South 7 Conference tonight against the Althoff Crusaders on the road. Obviously a team that in the Post-Dispatch rankings is ranked number 1, ranked number 2 in the entire state. Coach Lonnon, obviously for the Rams, struggled last week against Triad, 55-7 the final. Going to be a tough task against a tough team tonight.
Yeah, there's no illusions here. They're the real deal. There's no question about that. And as they are most years that we see them. I mean, they put together a good product. Seems like year in and year out, and this is going to be a really stiff challenge. Chris, this is a team ranked number 1 by the Belleville News-Democrat in their poll each week in the metro area, and it's a team that's ranked number 2 in Class 4A by the Associated Press. So there's no doubt about it that they're the real deal, at least so far in the first 3 games of the season. They've got wins over Collinsville, a big school, Jeff City, Missouri, and then they shut out Mater Dei, who is a pretty good program themselves year in and year out. Last week, 33-0. So defensively, this team has only given up 21 points for the season. They gave up 6 to Collinsville late, gave up 15 to Jeff City, and then pitched a shutout last week, obviously. So we know defensively they're going to be pretty good, which means we're going to have to be really on top of our game offensively, block the right people, don't drop the ball, play assignment football, and try to pick your yards up a little bit at a time and move those chains, because this is not a team you want to give the ball to more than you have to. And I seem like a broken record every time I broadcast with you, but really moving those chains is a big key in high school football. First downs, keeps the ball out of the opponent's hands, it shortens the game, and it just makes such a big difference. So to me, that's one of our early keys to watch for, is whether Mount Vernon can move the football at all and keep the ball out of that potent offense of Althoff.
Offensively, they struggled a week ago against a very good Triad defense. Defensively, they struggled a week ago against the triple threat option from the Triad Knights. We'll talk about last week. We'll talk about this week to come. Even more on this Landers Collision Center's pregame show. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888 Landers. We'll take a quick break. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
Have a deposit to make but don't have time to run to the bank? People's National Bank offers mobile deposit. It's simple, easy, and convenient. Just snap a picture of your check with your smartphone and deposit into your account anytime, from anywhere. It really is that simple. Download the PNB To Go mobile app to get started today. Just tap, snap, and deposit with PNB To Go mobile banking. People's National Bank, proudly serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC. Wireless or service fees may apply.
According to FoxBusiness.com, automobile insurance providers estimate that on average, a person will experience 3 to 4 auto collisions in a lifetime. So the big question is, how do you know where to bring your vehicle after you've been in an accident? This is Chase Landers from Landers Towing and Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. It's easy for me to say that Landers is where you should always consider anytime you've suffered damage to your vehicle. And here's why. Not only do we offer limited lifetime warranty on all repairs and refinishes, but we also complete the repairs using the highest quality refinish products the market has to offer. Landers is also a direct repair facility for most insurance carriers, and in many cases provide a courtesy vehicle or easier access to a rental. We understand what it's like to be in a bind. If unfortunate circumstances fall upon you, we offer prompt RV collision repair services, towing, and heavy-duty towing and collision as well. That's why we feel comfortable saying we're the best. So come see the professionals in Mount Vernon and Salem, or feel free to look us up at landersauto.com. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Back to Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
We welcome you back into the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth on this Landers Collision Center's pregame show. WMIX, WMIXsports.com has streaming video tonight of the Mount Vernon Rams in their South 7 Conference opener against the Althoff Crusaders. Elsewhere in the South 7, Centralia welcomes Carbondale. The 2-1 Orphans got a big win last week. Historic running game by quarterback Javon Williams Jr., who broke the school rushing record, or tied it with Rashad Campbell, I should say, with 315 yards on the ground. He already has 1,300 yards this season through 3 games. Meanwhile, tonight, a game that was supposed to have happened nearby in Cahokia, Marion at Cahokia, has been postponed until tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Cahokia due to the civil unrest in the Metro East, and a case where they will not play tonight. They'll play tomorrow. Centralia has Carbondale tonight, and that's a quick look around the South 7. Here in the South 7, it's the Althoff Crusaders and the Mount Vernon Rams. Jeff, we talked about the Rams needing to get yardage, needing to get first downs, needing to move those chains. Tonight, it's not going to be easy. Again, an Althoff team, you said it earlier, pitched a shutout against Mater Dei, a Mater Dei team that was missing their star quarterback, A.J. Albers, after an injury against Alton Marquette in Week 2. So probably didn't get a look at the Mater Dei that we'd expect to see. However, this is an Althoff team that reloaded again from a year ago. They can get it done through the air, though they prefer to go on the ground, and we'll have to look out, of course, for Richard Cozy. Their star running back had a couple of touchdowns early last week against Mater Dei. But it's an Althoff team under Ken Turner. Jeff Lonnon knows how to win football games, has won quite a bit since he came in and replaced Glenn Schott.
Yeah, and they did go through a few years there where they were, for Althoff standards, they dipped a little bit, but not the case the last few years. He's done an excellent job after Coach Schott retired. And we're going to see the Crusaders here in just a second versus the Rams.
We are. We have the national anthem coming up and a prayer. We'll take a break. We'll come back. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Here's Jeff Schmidt for Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon.
Schmidt Chevrolet Collision Center is really a premier collision center in this area. We have fully trained technicians that are in constant training mode, and they have state-of-the-art equipment at their fingertips. We can offer something that most body shops can't, and that's transportation to keep you going while your vehicle's getting repaired.
Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac of Mount Vernon, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon.
When it comes to banking, Banterra is the change you want to make. I'm Jeff Speed, Market Executive for Banterra, and you should know that our top priority is personal service. It's why Banterra is the region's largest locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you're the people's choice for favorite Italian restaurant, you're on top of your game. And that's Joe's Pizza. Where else can you go to get that great, superb Chicago-style pizza and amazing pastas? Yep, Joe's is the place. Joe's features homemade sauces from the Trupiano family's secret recipe. At Joe's, you can dine in, carry out, have it delivered, or order online at orderjoes.com. Experience pizza the way it was meant to be. Joe's Pizza, 819 Jordan in Mount Vernon. Streaming worldwide at WMIXsports.com. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
National anthem wrapping up here from Lindenwood University Stadium in Belleville. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonnon alongside. Joining me tonight for the broadcast, presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Bigger, small Landers fixes them all. That's the mantra of Landers Collision Center, our pregame show sponsor here tonight. We're back in this Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Appreciate their sponsorship as well. The Mount Vernon Rams, the visitors tonight. They will return home for 2 straight. Next week it'll be the Marion Wildcats. The week after that, the Carbondale Terriers before heading to Cahokia and then Centralia to wrap up South 7 Conference play. They have a final home game on the final Friday night of the year against the Mount Carmel Golden Aces. Jeff Lonnon, we talked about it. We got into it. We were on a roll there before the anthem came about. But again, a Rams team against a tough Crusader team. I mean, we could say it all night long. It is going to be tough tonight for sure. But as long as you do the things right and you're able to stay healthy and able to basically not become too fatigued, no reason not to think that maybe hope springs eternal and maybe get some points on the board here tonight.
Well, you hope so. I mean, you never know, and that's why they play the game, right? I mean, if you play this game on paper, we're facing a team here that's 3-0. They're averaging 31.5 points a game. I just did the math. They're only giving up 7 points a game, and then we're 0-3, and on paper, it would appear to be that Althoff's the better team, but this is why we play the games. And, you can't measure heart. And these guys have fought every week, even though they haven't won a game yet. They certainly have fought very, very hard. And especially 2 weeks ago when they almost picked up their first win. And, this team is capable of playing hard and competing. The question will be, will Althoff just have too much for us tonight to even negate that? So we're just going to see what happens. But I do know this is a fine Althoff team, good-looking Althoff team, and there's a reason they're ranked number 2 in Class 4A, Chris.
Althoff welcomes Centralia next week. The Rams will welcome Marion. But tonight it's the Rams and Crusaders live on WMIX Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Top of the 7 o'clock hours. We're about to get underway here in your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Kickoff will come from Stone Galloway. Right to left will move the Crusaders here in the first quarter. Left to right for the Mount Vernon Rams. Away whites, orange and black trim, black numerics trimmed in orange. The matte black helmets with MV on the sides. Black pants for your Rams. A gray-clad Althoff team tonight. The kick from Galloway will be deep, and it'll sail into the end zone. One hopper. Nothing Dameron can do but let it go and get the touchback. It'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20 for the Mount Vernon Rams. 12 minutes on the clock as we're just underway.
Lindenwood College plays here at this stadium now. It looks a little different than it did the last time I was here back in 2009, maybe.
Sounds about right. Odd number of years.
Yeah, they've changed the sidelines considerably. And, Chris, if you notice, the goalposts are narrower. They're set up for college, I believe, right now, which is at 18.5 feet. Your high school posts are at 23.4. So I believe those are the college version that we have in here tonight, although I can't prove it. But they, being a former kicker, they all look awful narrow to me for high school ball.
They certainly do, and they certainly are. Of course, you had a college kicking career. As we wait for the first snap, it'll be out of the pistol for the Rams. 2 left, 2 to the right for Nick Malone. As it'll be a handoff on a sweep to Brody Rutherford. The sophomore will be brought down in the backfield. It'll be a slight loss for the Ram running back. It'll bring up 2nd down for the Rams. 11:50 mark of this first quarter. We are scoreless so far, the Rams and the Althoff Crusaders. I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonnon alongside Avery Barton with us here in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Grant Smith, Seth Gass back at the Mount Vernon studio tonight. Our broadcast is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland, where local matters. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe.
Rams tried to run jet sweep on the first play, and Rutherford met in the hole for a 2-yard loss.
Tied on the near side, 2 on the far side. It's going to be a quick look at Dameron. It'll fall incomplete. A little high at about the 20. It fell incomplete at the 25 through the Althoff secondary. It'll bring up 3rd down and 12 now. A 2-yard loss on a jet sweep to open up the series, and now it is 3rd and 12 after the incomplete pass. 11:17 mark of this first quarter. We are scoreless so far here on what could be the final Althoff game at Lindenwood. They have they're working on their new facility.
And right away we go to pass, and Nick's on his heels trying to throw the ball. Got to protect up front. Give us a little time to see down the field, make his reads, and possibly complete a pass.
As now Malone has 2 left, 2 to the right. And we have a whistle with 7 seconds on the play clock at the 11:17 mark of this first quarter. It looks like it'll be false start on the Rams. They'll back it up 5, all the way back to the 13-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 17 now in this scoreless ball game. I believe it may be homecoming week here at Althoff.
Looks like it, doesn't it?
Thought I saw something about that on the Althoff Catholic Facebook page today.
Yeah, and big down here, 3rd and 17. Now you're going to be punting out of your own end zone if you can't get something done here in terms of the real estate involved. Just look for the Rams to maybe advance it a little to get out of poor punting position.
And now it is out of the pistol. Quick pass completed inside the 5 to Mr. Scarborough. And he will be brought down for a loss. It'll be 4th and forever for the Rams on the first series. 11 minutes left to go in the first quarter. Scoreless ball game from the Candy Cane turf here at Althoff. I should say Lindenwood University Belleville as we drop below the 11-minute mark. And now the Rams will punt. They did.
But we lost 8 yards. That was designed to be a kind of a little, I think, a little screen out to the right side, a little misdirection. The quarterback threw it the other way, but Althoff snipped it out.
And now the punt from Seth Lene. It'll be picked up at about the 30, make that the 35-yard line. It'll be to the far side on the carry by Iverson Brown. Gets near the far sideline inside the 20 down to about the 16. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Crusaders, and they are threatening with great field position here. Early in the first quarter, 10:28 mark, no score, but Althoff with the football. Looks like inside the red zone.
Yeah, Althoff on a short field to start the game, and that's not what you want. We just weren't able to move the chains. So important to get first downs and move those chains and at least play a field position game with them, because if you go backwards, you end up punting, and now they got the ball on the short field. The defense has really got to step up here. They're in a whole heap of trouble here, I believe, with this good Althoff offense on the field, on the short field.
And now they are looking out of the double wing set. Little pitch here to the left, running it inside the 20, out of the 15. Good cut there by the back, number 12, Melvin Brock. Finally stood up inside the 10. Nice little gain.
Yeah, and Melvin wasn't even their leading rusher last week, Chris, as you mentioned in the pregame. Cozy was, with 90 yards and 2 TDs last week.
9:58 mark of the first quarter, no score. It'll be 2nd and 1 from the 8-yard line. Ball is on the near hash as Althoff moves right to left. 2 on each side for the quarterback. Hayes Taylor, and he's looking left. Into the flat, it'll be complete to Strong. He's looking for the near corner. He'll dive into the end zone for the score. At the 9:40 mark, it is 6-0 Crusaders.
Yep, and they made that look easy, didn't they, on the short field? 2 plays, a run and a pass, and right off the bat, Althoff is up 6-0 early here in this game. Mm-mm-mm.
9:40 left to go here in the first quarter. 6-0 Althoff on the run by hole number 6, Justin Strong. And now Galloway on for the point after attempt. The kick is up, and that looked like it missed wide to the left.
Yep. I'm telling you, Chris, those posts are college posts. They are not very wide. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong, but they sure look narrow to me. Regardless, very important now Mount Vernon get the ball and move the chains a little bit, get some time off this clock, shorten this first quarter down a little bit, and keep the Althoff offense off the field.
6-0 ball game, 9:40 left to go. And again, if you're always the type looking for bright spots, the Rams get the ball right back here with plenty of clock.
Yep. Mount Vernon went backwards 10 yards in their first possession.
So now Galloway on to kick off for the Crusaders.
Althoff outscored their opponents now 102-21, Chris, with that touchdown. 101. Extra point was no good. To 21 in their last 3 ball games and 3 minutes or so.
10 from the 20 on another Althoff touchback as Galloway is 2 for 2.
Yeah, he's got a nice leg.
Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside. Seth Gass, Grant Smith back at the Mount Vernon studio. Avery Barton with us here in Belleville tonight. 6-0 Althoff on top. Rams looking for their second series of the game. Second set of downs here. 3 and out the first time. Althoff got the easy touchdown after a good punt, but just set up good field position on the return. Got an 8-yard score or thereabouts from Justin Strong. Missed the extra point, and that's where we are right now. 9:40 to go. 2 right, 2 left for Nick Malone, the quarterback. In motion, Sursa, and we're going to have a motion penalty, it looks like, on the Rams. It is. It'll be a false start. 1st and 15 from their own 15.
Yeah. Now, I believe what happened was that you had the jet sweep motion, and then one of the linemen flinched, which means 2 men were in motion at the same time, and you get called for that every time.
$9:40 left to go here in the first quarter. 6-0 Althoff on top. Rams looking to get something going. To the right will go Dameron and Sursa. To the left it'll be Spann and Rutherford. Single back in the backfield is Scarborough out of the shotgun for Nick Malone with 9:40 left to go. 9 on the play clock. Man in motion was Rutherford. It'll be an inside handoff. Scarborough looking for some room up the left side. Found a seam between the hashes. Gets to about the original line of scrimmage at the 20. Gain of about 5 for Cade Scarborough. Makes it 2nd and 10 from the 20 with 9:26 left to go here in the first quarter.
Yeah, and that's positive. I mean, you can build off that now. You know, that's a nice little run up in there. Little seam. He hit the seam pretty well. Hit it hard. Gained 6 yards. You just can't shoot yourself in the foot by going backwards 5 yards with a penalty to start. It makes it harder. But it is 2nd and 9, and that's manageable.
And so now for the Rams, out of the pistol, 2 left, 2 right for Malone. 9 minutes to play here in the first, trailing by 6. It'll be another handoff to Scarborough. He's swallowed up between the hashes. Might have got forward progress for a gain of 1. In which case could be about 3rd and 9 for the Rams here. 8:50 left in the first quarter. The thing they have done here, this used to be the old Township Stadium, shared by the 3 high schools in Belleville, the 2 publics in Althoff. Then they built the new Belleville West. They move out there. East had their own facility for a while. Lindenwood University opens up something here in Belleville at the old West High School. They remodeled this facility. actually somewhat of it used to be kind of a cement bowl, if you will. Really nothing. And there was a press box on the opposite side of where it is now. But they put in turf, and it drew a little notoriety for being of the candy cane type ilk. This will be a slant pass, complete to Rutherford at the 25. Now to the 30, near sideline, pulled down at about the 32. Hard hit coming from near the out-of-bounds marker, but it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams. On a completion of about, depending upon the spot, it looks like a completion of about 10, maybe 11 yards.
About 11 yards, wasn't it? Yeah. Nice ball by Nick Malone. Althoff coaching staff not happy that we came open late over here on this sideline. That was just a beautiful pass and catch, and that's what I'm talking about. Move those chains, keep that offense off the field. The longer you can stay in this, the better chances you have in being there at the end.
7:53 mark of the first. Man in motion is Sursa, quarterback keeper from Malone. He will be swallowed up. The line collapsed at about the 33-yard line. That is a big, heavy tackle there for a gain of 1. Tackle, I believe, was Devin Nash. And so that'll be a gain of 1. 2nd and 9 now for the Rams. Ball is on their own 33-yard line. 7:30 left to play here in the opening quarter. It's a 6-0 Althoff lead.
I like that play. I like the jet sweep action, which we've already run to set that up, and then the keep and the and attacking off guard. I think we slipped a block there, and we didn't get much.
Now the single back shot. Nope, the pistol for the Rams. Malone, a 2-step drop in the backfield. Going to have Chase get away from the tackle, trying to complete one at about the 33 and out of the hands of Scarborough. Falls incomplete, stops the clock with 7:05 to play here in the first quarter. It'll bring up 3rd and 9 for the Rams from their own 33-yard line. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. Community First Bank. Community First isn't just in their name. It's what they believe. Local matters. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Member FDIC. They're having a big appreciation event tomorrow from 11 to 1. 7:06 left. We are in the first quarter here. 6-0 Rams trail, but trying to keep it going. 3rd and 9 from their own 33 out of the pistol. 2 left, 2 right for the junior quarterback, Nick Malone. He's aged on us a year. Looking for the little dump off. It'll be a nice little fade there. Off of the far hash to Scarborough. Brings it all the way down to about the 40. Dancing dangerously with first down yardage. Not quite there. It'll be a gain of about 7. 4th and 2 it is.
Yeah, that's a nice play, though.
Great play.
Kind of a throwback. Just didn't quite get it. It's going to be 4th and about 1.5 or 2. We'll see what they're going to do here. They may just go ahead and try it. Hey, you're on the road. You're up against the Althoff Crusaders. Let's give it a shot, huh?
Not much you can lose at this point. 4th and 2 from their own 40. 2 left, 2 right are the receivers. The back in the backfield is Scarborough, who set this up on a nice 7-yard catch. 4th and 2, 6:22 left in the opening quarter, down 6. Here comes the snap. It'll be a handoff. Looking for Scarborough, trying to get to the line of scrimmage. He needs 2 more, not going to get it. Turnover on downs for the Rams. Althoff will take over, probably about the 40-yard line, where they will have it 1st and 10 with good field position at the 6:14 mark of this opening quarter.
Yeah, I thought what was going to happen was we were going to try to draw them off sides. And we went ahead and snapped it, and there was just nothing there, just a big pile there in the middle. The defensive line did a really nice job of staying low and really not creating any running lanes for us to get through there. So now we got to hold Althoff not on a short of field as they were to start the game, but the 40-yard line is plenty close. We really got to step up here defensively, Chris. That was a nice possession, though. We burned some clock, kept the offense off the field. Could have been worse.
6:14 left to go in the opening quarter. Althoff, first play from scrimmage in this series. It'll be complete. A little over-the-top action out of the 30 to the 25-20, leading ahead to about the 15, about the 16, where they'll spot a 24-yard completion to maybe Justin Strong. 6 also looks like a 5 at times. But 5 was not the starting lineup. That is indeed Justin Strong on the completion. 1st and 10 from the 16, 24-yard gain, 5:55 left to go. We are here in the first. And now a little sweep action up to the right side. What a carry. Trying to find the way into the end zone. Dancing around at about the 5, getting inside to about the 1. Maybe down at about the 1-yard line, about a 15-yard gain. I thought that was the wingback Brock, number 12.
Yeah. It was just a little jet sweep, and he just had his head on a swivel. He was looking up inside to find the seam.
Well, almost. Those of you back in on WMIXsports.com.
Althoff's run 6 plays from scrimmage and has 13 points.
So 13-zip the score. Elsewhere around the South, 7 Marion Cahokia postponed tonight. Centralia leads Carbondale 14-0. That scoreboard update sponsored by State Farm agent Tony Wilt in Mount Vernon. Find him online, TonyWilt.com. Look for that white State Farm Jeep around town. See how you can get to a better state with State Farm. So the Rams will get the football back here, 4:53 mark. Althoff ran a couple minutes off the clock, as you said. Got another quick score. And moving the football very well.
Yeah.
Couple of touchdowns on the ground tonight for Althoff. Only 2 touchdowns in the air this year.
Yeah, I tell you, and that just illustrated why it's just so important to keep those chains moving, even if you don't score. We moved them there once or twice, and then we bogged down. But it's obvious this offense is really good, and so is this kicker.
So another one through the back of the end zone for a touchback, and that is 3 for 3 on the day for Stone Galloway.
Yeah, that one really
First
went.
and 10 from the 20.
Chris, that was about 35 feet off the ground, and it landed at the cheerleader's feet back there at the back of the end zone. That's a pretty good punch.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, it was impressive.
Who will the Ram of the Week be next week? This past week it was Addie Sargent. You can find her on WMIXsports.com or plastered all over our social media. She had, I believe, 7 digs against the Woodlawn Lady Cardinals back on September 7th. She, as voted by the fans, is our Ram of the Week, sponsored by State Farm agent Paul Shields. We'll tell you more throughout the night. 4:53 to go in the opening quarter. 1st and 10 from their own 20 for the Rams. At the backfield, we have a delay of game on the Rams. That'll be a 5-yard penalty.
That's the 3rd penalty on Mount Vernon. They're all 5-yard penalties for 15 yards. But, again, it's so hard to start 1st and 15 as opposed to 1st and 10. It really changes your thinking as a play caller on what you're going to do, because now you've got that extra 5 yards to go. It almost puts you in a situation where you're thinking about passing the ball now on 1st down as opposed to maybe running it and picking up your 3 or 4 and, getting into a manageable situation to move the chains.
4:53 remains. We are in the first quarter. Back to pass is Malone. Had 2 left, 2 right. Running for his life to the near side. Completes it to Dameron at about the 30. Almost instantaneously brought down. They might give him a step to the 31. If they do, that's 1st down yardage. So it is a 16-yard gain for Isaiah Dameron through the air. He was runner-up to our Ram of the Week award. And, of course, Paul Shields is your All-State agent in Mount Vernon and Jefferson County. Local All-State agent Paul Shields, proud to support the Rams. Call 214-0551 or stop by his office at 2100 Broadway. 4:41 mark of the opening quarter. 13-0 Althoff lead. Rams trying to move the football, looking for another 1st down. 1st and 10 from their own 31. 3 left, 1 to the right for Nick Malone. Couple of steps on the drop with his back, providing some blocking. It's over the top and almost a one-handed swat, but a wave and a miss by Alberico in the defensive backfield. Intended for Dameron at about the Althoff 45, where it falls incomplete. Stops the clock with 4:36 left to go in the opening quarter. Still a 13-0 Althoff lead.
Well, Mount Vernon's in a situation where you can tell they're feeling like they got to throw the football. The run game here early has just been non-existent. We've rushed for, by my count, 6 yards total in 5 attempts. So we'll see how this goes.
4:36 to go. We are in the opening quarter. It'll be a quick inside handoff and right up the middle for Scarborough. Gets some running room to about the 40-yard line, maybe to the 41 on the last second dive. Could be a gain of about 10. He's dancing close to 1st down. They give him 9, 3rd and 1.
Good job mixing it up. I like that. I like that a lot. 2 throws in a row down the field, and then they come back with a little inside play to Scarborough, and they pick up 9 yards, and here we go. We're going to move the chains here, hopefully, and keep them off the field, and let's see what happens.
4:05 to go here. It is 3rd and 1.
Oh. Timeout. Mount Vernon calling a timeout there, and that's okay. At 3rd and 1, this is a very crucial down. Make sure you're all on the same page, and make sure we get this yard and move those chains. Have I said move the chains any tonight?
It is key.
I'm going to quit doing that. People are probably tired of hearing me saying it.
It is essential, however. Timeout is sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust. It comes at the 4:02 mark of the first quarter. At First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust, they are putting you first. You can count on familiar faces providing friendly banking service. Stop by First Mid at the corner of South 34th and Broadway to talk with Michelle, Shelley, and the entire First Mid team today.
On another note, the press box is now livable by humans as opposed to before the game where we just about melted. It was 112 degrees when we got in here with the sun shining in and the air conditioner broken.
That'll happen.
And now it's getting to be pleasant.
Midway point of this first quarter, it's 13-0. Rams trailing 3rd and 1 from their own 40. Ball is inside the near hash. Left to right they move in motion with Sursa. It's going to be a quick handoff to Scarborough. He is stopped short.
Yeah.
That'll bring up 4th at about 1.5. Slight loss. But Rutherford, my apologies.
That was Rutherford.
Apologies to Brody. Community First Bank of the Heartland, the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams. Local matters most to Community First Bank. It isn't just where they work, it's where they live and raise their families, just like you and I. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe. Some subs for the Rams. They'll have a couple of backs in the backfield here.
We're going to punt it.
Oh, they're punting. Pardon me. 4th and 2. I forgot the situation.
Man, that was a critical down. It would have been nice to pick up that yard.
Lonnon on the punt past midfield and now takes a Ram bounce at about the 40. Takes another one back toward the near hash at the 35 where it'll be downed by Sursa. So, 1st and 10 for the Crusaders. They're pinned back, at least by comparison, to their own 35-yard line where they will have it 1st and 10. 3:07 mark of this first quarter. However, for the Crusaders, there's a chance maybe with the way they've moved the football to get back on the board here up 13-0.
Gosh, we're so close to moving those chains. Just that 1 yard, and we could not convert. I'm sure that's very frustrating for the Rams coaching staff, but got to keep playing. A lot of football left to go.
And now out of the snap,
Look
a little
out.
bit of a reverse up the right side. Running is Melvin Broad, trying to get to the outside, gets to the 40. Now looking to the 45, trying to get to midfield. Nice cut back at midfield. Now trying to fight to the outside. He's tripped up and now finally brought down in Ram territory at the 49, where it'll be a gain of about 16. Sechrist on the tackle, and it'll be a 16-yard gain on the ground for Brock on the reverse.
I think they got away with the block in the back, but I'm not officiating. It was close. It was on the side of the body, and that's interpreted many ways. Judgment call.
2:55 mark, inside handoff this time, right up the middle between the hashes. Nice running room, and just tripped up. That's a touchdown-saving tackle by Scarborough, the linebacker, on the carry by Cozy on the play. So takes it from the 49 to about the 31, gain of about 18. It's 1st and 10, 2:48 mark of the first, and Althoff ready to go. Pistol set for them, another inside handoff. Cozy goes off, tackle left. Here now trying to race to the near sideline, being brought down finally. Good chase by the freshman Evan Leake.
Good.
Along with number 20. Let's see the other Ram in the play, but they did well. Not on my roster is 26.
So 6. Is that Cozy?
Yes. So gain of 6, 2nd and 4, 2:20 mark of the first quarter. 13-0. Althoff on top and moving toward the red zone from the Mount Vernon 25 on the near hash. The quarterback out of the shotgun is Taylor Hayes. Nope, they've switched quarterbacks. As this will be a quick play up the right side, finding running room along the far hash into the end zone on a 25-yard scamper. Looked like that was Cozy again. 19-0.
And just like that, Mr. Cozy has 5 carries for 51 yards. That's doesn't take a mathematician to figure that out. That's just, man, that's just tough. I'll tell you what, we just came so close to picking up that first down and maintaining that drive. And we miss it by a yard, and all of a sudden the Crusaders are back in the end zone.
Kick is up, and this time it is good. So 2 of 3 tonight is Stone Galloway. And that will make it 20-zip here in the first quarter. 2 minutes flat to go.
2 touchdowns for Mr. Cozy here, and it's just the first quarter. 51 yards on the ground. 5 carries.
Not a bad day at the office for Richard Cozy.
When you pick him up 10 yards a clip, you're doing something right in high school football, that's for sure.
Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. I took advantage of Boneless Thursday last night, took some home, ordered it online at BuffaloWildWings.com at my nephew's baseball game, picked it up not that long later. Very quick work by Buffalo Wild Wings on Potomac Boulevard last night. Got home in plenty of time to watch the game. Wasn't in a position where I could stay there and watch because I would have spent the entire night, and I had some things I had to get done. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings Beer Sports, Potomac Boulevard in the King City. 2 minutes left to go. We are in the first quarter, 20-zip. Althoff on top. Galloway ready to kick. See if he can go 4 for 4 on touchbacks here in the first quarter. After one, Centralia doubling up Carbondale 14-7 at Evers Field in Centralia. Galloway kick on the way. Boomer end over end, and that one will sneak into the end zone. Dameron tried to keep it out. He wants to return one. He's not going to get it. And now it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20 for the Rams, deep in their own territory on a touchback. 2 minutes left to play here in the first. They trail 20-0.
It's such a weapon for them because the opposition doesn't get to return the ball. I mean, you're just locked in on the 20 every time he kicks off, and you don't get a chance to get a big play on a kickoff return. You know, that's always in play, and usually in high school football. Very few kickers to get the ball to the end zone, and this guy is he's pretty consistent. Is that 4 in a row?
4 of 4 tonight.
Yep.
That much is certain. Empty backfield, no flanker there. For Malone. For protection, it'll be a quick slant pass to Brody Rutherford. He's going to get some running room here as he gets down finally to about the 39-yard line. Gain of 19 through the air. Rutherford on a quick slant pass. I know you like those. Minute 54 left to go. In the first, the Rams moved the chains. At least you did against Cahokia in that playoff game in 07.
Well, yes, you just got to look at the cornerback and see where he's at. And if he's playing off, there's a seam right in there, but it takes a really good throw, and it's got to be timed just right, and that one was.
Out of the shotgun for Malone, a flag on the play, and it'll be another motion penalty, I believe, on the Rams. And that's either something that's just started tonight or just been picked up tonight against the Rams.
That's their 4th penalty. Althoff doesn't have any. They are 5-yarders, but they're just a nuisance. 1st and 15 now instead of 1st and 10.
Streaming on WMIXSports.com, sponsored by Rend Lake College. Save thousands on your collegiate education. See how at rlc.edu. Minute 22 left in the first. 1st and 15 for the Rams from their own 34. Malone back to pass. Good. Quick pass. That's Maxwell. It's complete. Near the 40 at about the 39, maybe the 38. Depends on the spot. It'll be a gain of 4. 2nd and 11. 1:07 mark here this first quarter.
Malone's 6 for 9, Chris. We've thrown the ball. We've picked up some plays throwing the football.
Offense isn't the problem. Defense is the problem. Althoff's the problem.
We just got to keep them off the field.
46 seconds left. Back out of the pistol here. A back to the left, one behind. 2 right, 1 left in terms of receivers. And again, it's another motion penalty. Or a timeout. Nope, put motion penalty. I didn't see the flag on the floor. I just heard the whistle.
Well, Maxwell's kind of questioning why Maxwell was the guy in motion. My guess is, and I'm not down there, but my guess is when the jet sweep motion occurs across the formation, that one of the linemen is going down in his stance late, and when his hand goes down and you got a back in motion, that's a penalty. And I'm just guessing. I don't know. But somebody flinched when Maxwell was in motion.
18 seconds left in the first. Clock moving. 2nd and 16. Fumbled snap. Althoff there. The ends are closing in. Recovered by the Rams. Good diving stop there, I think, by the quarterback Malone. It'll be a loss. It'll be 3rd and long. And we are near the end of the first quarter. 2 seconds left. And that's going to take us to the second quarter. After one, the Althoff Crusaders 20, the Mount Vernon Rams nothing. We'll take a break. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Local faces serving local customers. It's what we do. And we're celebrating just that on Saturday, September 16th from 11 to 1 p.m. at our 10th Street location. This is Debbie Ashby inviting you to come join us for delicious Uncle Joe's barbecue, check presentations for our Community Love campaign, and some great giveaways, including the grand prize of a Yeti cooler. Because at Community First, local matters. See you Saturday the 16th.
When it comes to orthopedics, you want personal care that gets you back in action. And now you have a center of excellence close to home. Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers convenient access to leading-edge orthopedics, providing the latest in surgical and non-invasive care, as well as the most advanced imaging services for orthopedic conditions of all kinds. We also specialize in providing total joint replacement, spine surgery, sports medicine, and offer an on-site physical rehabilitation center. Get back in action with Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Visit online at orthocenter-si.com or call 242-3778.
Follow us on social media at WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams football.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside on WMIX. The Rams will switch sides. They'll go right to left now. 3rd 19 from their own 30. Have a chair finally. Can see the field for once. We're ready to go in the second quarter. It's a brand new broadcast from your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. 3-step drop for Malone. He's going to have to race for his life, rolling to the right side. Now running, finding a seam, and almost threaded a needle about the 40 to a mere span. Falls incomplete, brings up 4th and 19, 11:51 mark of this second quarter. Still 20-0 Althoff. Quick 3 touchdowns on the ground for the Crusaders, the difference in this one.
Well, we moved it a little bit there, and we kept them off the field, but now what we really need is a good punt. I mean, make them work from the other side of the field because they haven't had to do that at all tonight yet. So, yeah, okay. So a good punt here would really help. Althoff defenders playing about 30 yards off the line of scrimmage. Now would be a good time to boom one.
Dropped snap, but Lonnon recovers and gets a bouncer out of bounds at about the 44-yard line.
The 26 yards. 26 yards. If that would have taken a bounce the other way, that would have been perfect, but it just didn't.
Lonnon?
Yes.
Much better now. Seated, can see. We're going new place. Now we hope the Rams follow. 11:43 mark. Here in the first quarter, all the action powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe. Local matters. Check out their Community Love campaign on their Facebook page. See all who have donated to such a worthy cause. 11:43 to go. We are in the second quarter, still in the first half. Althoff now has Connor Sheehan in at quarterback, the sophomore. And let's see.
Delay.
It is a delay of game penalty. Moves them back 5. It'll be 1st and 15 from their own 39. Unless they wave it off. They're discussing it.
Well, the play clock says 0. So, yep.
Delay against the Crusaders be 1st and 15.
It's their first penalty of the game, Chris. We'll see what they do with 1st and 15.
11:42 to go here in this second quarter. Althoff out of the shotgun. Sheehan is back to pass. 2-step drop. Looking composed. Looking poised. It's going to be complete on a slant near the near hash. 40-yard line down to about the 37. Could be about a 24-yard gain. And what a slant pass that was. Just a brief slant. That was complete to number 13.
How many yards was that, Chris?
About 24 or so.
24, yeah.
Burke Watts on the catch. We're going to have a flag. At this point, let it go for all of us. 11:32 left to go in the first half. We'll have your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. Joe sounds amazing right now. I'm full, but Joe sounds amazing. That Chicago-style pizza. Their pasta's amazing. Even better desserts. Check them out, Joe's Pizza and Pasta in Mount Vernon. Tell you more about them a little bit later on in our halftime show. 11:25 left. How composed is Sheehan looking deep downfield, down the far hash, and that one's batted away. The freshman, Evan Leake, disrupts the pass. And that'll fall incomplete, brings up 2nd and 15, 11:20 mark of this first half. And that is a big defensive play by Evan Leake.
Sure was.
Huge.
That's a freshman out there, too, and I can't tell you how hard that is at this level to be on that field as a freshman and make a play like that.
It is rare to be a 4-year varsity football starter.
It sure is, especially at the bigger school level like this is.
And he might just make it happen if he sticks with it. 11:20 left. We are in the second quarter. 2nd and 15 for the Crusaders near hash. Seeing
Draw.
a little bit of delay, draw, handoff, and that'll be right up the middle. Good run by Cozy. Between the hashes, dancing around down to the 30. Gain of at least 11. It won't be first down yardage. It'll be third and a little bit closer now for Althoff. Gain maybe. Let's see where they give it.
Started at the 41.
So 12. 3rd and 3. 12-yard gain by number 3, Richard Cozy. And Althoff will load up on the right. 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Quarterback is Connor Sheehan. And now, quick handoff going up the left side. Now to the outside,
Cozy.
breaking past the hash. It's Cozy again, tumbling forward from the 20 to about the 15. First down regardless, and it could be a gain of as much as 14 yards, depending upon where they spot it. Nope, they're going to bring it back to about the 17 for a gain of 12.
12 yards. He's chewing up big chunks of yardage, though. Rams got to find a way to get him on the ground.
He will get a breather. A new back comes in. 1st and 10 from the Mount Vernon 17. This will be a handoff. Little off-tackle play to the right side. Try to break forward. Is that Strong? Into the end zone unscathed. Justin Strong with the run. A 17-yard scamper, and it's 26-0 Althoff. Started to call him Bryson. That's Justin.
Too deep and too strong. They are really, really good at the skill positions, and they are now imposing their will on the Ram defense at will, so to speak. No pun intended.
We're all over Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at WMIX Sports. Galladay another. That one almost left the park. Up the short bleachers. 27-0 Crusaders now here in the first half. 10:21 left to be exact. Red Lake College powers are streaming. At one time, the #1 community college in the nation, according to Smart Asset. Top rank or nearby in the state again this year. Red Lake College, streaming sponsor at WMIXsports.com. Red Lake College, your journey starts here. So the Rams will have the football here again in the first half, trailing by a score of 27-0. $10:21 left to go. We'll see if Galladay again can make it 5 for 5 on kickoffs into the end zone. Back to return, Maxwell and Evan Leake. Deep man will undoubtedly be Isaiah Dameron. $27-0 Althoff. They have scored, and they have been pretty solid tonight. 4 touchdowns on the night, 3 of 4 from PATs. It's Galladay. Is he going to be 5 for 5 on the kickoff? That's a tight spiral back to the end zone. You betcha. Touchback for the Rams. They'll serve for Althoff, and they will start 1st and 10. They this time being the Rams. Here in your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth, I'm Chris Hugo. Jeff Lonnon is alongside. On a nice cooler night here in Belle Vegas, the heart of St. Clair County. South 7 Conference matchup. 4 of the 6 teams get their conference play started tonight. Marion and Cahokia will wait till tomorrow at 2. It'll be a little bit warmer then. So Rams have it 1st and 10 from their own 20. They will have 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Span wide left, Sursa and Maxwell, I think, to the right. The quarterback is Malone, and he will hand off to Rutherford. Nice move on the spin by Rutherford. Past the 25, trying to break outside of the far hash. Gets down maybe to the 27, maybe. If so, it's a gain of 7. 2nd and 3 for the Rams. We'll drop below the 10-minute mark of this first half.
He did a great job. It's just jet sweep, and on that sweep, the sooner you can turn it up, the better. Defensively, you're trying to string that to the boundary and then just use the boundary as the 12th defender and get the guy out of bounds. But he ran that play right. As soon as he got the football, he was looking up inside off the defensive end's edge, and he did. He turned it up and got good yardage.
And now out of the pistol for the Rams. Malone, 3-step, 4-step drop. Look for the pass into the flat, complete to Scarborough, and it'll be to the 25, loss of 2. Brings up 3rd and 5, 9:30 left to go here in the third quarter. Rams will be back at it at home. That'll be 1 week from now against the Marion Wildcats.
Looks like we lost a yard there, huh?
They did. Thought they had lost 2, so they only lose 1. It's 3rd and 4 from the 26. Lone back this time is Scarborough in the backfield. 2 left, 2 right. Back split left now is Rutherford. Quarterback is the junior Nick Malone. Previous Ram of the Week, sponsored by All-State agent Paul Shields. Back to pass, little slant, and that's going to be batted down. What a great play out of the secondary. Looks like that was Iverson Brown in on that, defending Isaiah Dameron, who came in over the top on a curl. It'll fall incomplete at the 8:55 mark. 4th and 4 now for the Rams, and Seth Lene will keep that busy foot going.
Althoff blitzed and played man-to-man there and got away with it. They blitzed from the left side. We did a great job picking the blitz up. We threw exactly where the blitz came from, but they had that guy manned up, and unfortunately a nice play to bat the ball down.
Here comes the punt. A little bit of hang time there, and that one's going to get to about the, it takes an Althoff bounce. Good job by the man that gets in there to stop it. As that'll be at about the 42-yard line. It'll be, what, a 16-yard punt?
16, yep.
Credit to Colby Jennels on that one for recognizing that it's taken an Althoff bounce, and while others kind of stood around and watched it, he got in there and stopped it from going any further. 8:46 left to go here in the second quarter, 27-0. That is the Ram disadvantage at the moment. Althoff with the football. The quarterback is back to Hayes Taylor. His back will be Richard Cozy this time. 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Blood in the water smells Althoff. 27-0 their lead. 8:46 mark of the second quarter. On the near hash, the spot. Left to right they move. Pitch coming to the near side. Cozy on the carry. Breaks free of the 30. 20-yard line. He's finally met by Evan Leake. Just shy of the 20 to the 21. So it'll be a 20-yard pickup by Richard Cozy.
And that's pretty impressive because after the toss, the quarterback Taylor led him downfield, or at least ran next to him and picked up blocking from the inside. So how many times do you see your quarterback out in front blocking for a pitch? Well-designed play.
Hayes Taylor, the junior, this time going to keep it himself. Runs right up the middle. He's inside the 10, fighting for yardage to about the 8. And Taylor will get a gain of 13 down to about the 8-yard line. It'll bring up 1st and goal and another Althoff first down, 8:32 mark of the first half. And Althoff dancing with yet possibly another score. Pretty good Althoff team. State-ranked Crusaders out of the South 7 Conference. Or so are the Rams. Jet sweep this time. Stretching the field right to left. And that was almost a tackle. We might have an offensive penalty here as that went all the way in for the score. On a sweep from right to left, going to the far side, and I think this is going to come back. Because I thought that was Justin Strong, but I think this might come back. Well, offensive face mask it looked like.
Let's see. Holding.
Hold. Yeah, close enough.
Holding.
So that'll come back. Spot foul, plus 10. So 1st and goal from where did it happen, and where will they spot it?
Well, the ball's going to be on about the 17-yard line, so it must have happened down there about the 7.
It did. And so now 8:05 left to go here in the first half. It'll be 1st and goal from the Althoff 17 on the far hash. Single back set. Looks like there are 4 receivers to the right side. It'll be a little pitch, a little flick to the right. Now looking for running room is Cozy. He's going to break for the near corner of the end zone. He's in for the score. 17-yard score by Richard Cozy, and it's 33-0 Althoff, 7:48 mark of the first half.
Yep. And with that carry, Cozy goes over 100 yards. It was 112 yards, Chris, for Cozy in the first half of this football game. And we got 7 minutes and 48 seconds to go. 9 carries, 112 yards for Cozy so far.
Unbelievable.
Yep.
Local All-State agent Paul Shields is a Rams fan, too. For a free insurance review, stop by his office at 2100 Broadway or give him a call today. Here comes the PAT kick. That one hits the top row of the bleachers again, and now it is 34-0. On another Althoff touchdown. That's back-to-back 17-yard scores, if I'm not mistaken, for Althoff. 7:48 left to go in this second quarter. Again, Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime shows coming up after a break.
Six first downs. You would think 34 points. Only 6 first downs for Althoff, but that's just the big play potential. When you pick them up huge chunks at a time and you don't drive the football, with smaller gains, you don't have many first downs.
$7:48 left to go. We're in the opening half here from Lindenwood University Stadium on the campus of Lindenwood University, Belleville. Kind of funny how that works out.
It is a nice place. It really is. But isn't there some talk of them moving over, Chris, to a facility over at Althoff or a high school?
It's possibly as early as next week. Track facility. They built the football and track facility, I should say. We'll play soccer there. Haven't played soccer on campus either in forever. Built a STEM academy behind the school as well, or near the school. So improving education and sports. 7:48 mark of the first half. So that's a pretty big move for them. They had to raise a lot of money to get there. We're talking $1.5 million or so. And now another touchback. Stop me if you've heard this before from Stone Galloway. 34-0 Althoff. We're in the first half, 7:48 to go. Let's see if the Rams can make something happen. Quick scoreboard update. Last check, Centralia and Carbondale were tied at 14. Nope, now Carbondale on top, 21-14 over Centralia.
Good game.
Indeed it must be.
Where's that game at, Chris?
That is at Centralia. At the new Evers Field. Oh, shoot.
All right, here come the Rams on offense.
Oh, they're on my pin. First and 10 rather, from the 20. For the Rams. 3 to the right, 2 to the left. Pistol set here for Nick Malone to start this series. Trailing 34-0 and a delay of game. 5-yard penalty. I feel like that's another verse stuck on repeat tonight.
A lot of 5-yarders tonight. In fact, every Mount Vernon penalty tonight has been a 5-yard penalty. That's their 5th one for 25 yards. And once again, we're starting 1st and 15. Let's see. It's almost a passing situation here. And Althoff probably knows that, so we got to be really careful, be really sharp and crisp with any routes that we run, and take care of the football here if we throw.
7:48 left to go.
And of course we ran.
A quick pitch in the backfield, and that will be a carry to about shy of the 15.
Is that?
And that was, I thought, Scarborough on the carry on more of a little bit of a pitch. It's a soft lob. It'll be a loss of 1, 2nd and 16 from the 14-yard line. 7:28 mark of this second quarter. Rams down 34-0 and struggling to move the football now here in the second. It's been the second quarter oftentimes that have been so dastardly to the Rams. They look so good against Woodstock back in week 2. Almost won that one, lost in double OT. See if they get some mojo going here in the second quarter. 2nd and 16. Malone is out of the shotgun. Single back set. Looking for the quick pass into the flat. It's incomplete. Slipping in the backfield, slipping in the flat was Dameron. And it'll be 3rd and 16 now for the Rams from their own 14. 7:03 left to go here in the second quarter, trailing 34-0.
Yeah, and the field position of games, we just have not won the field position game at all. We're just not able to advance the ball far enough down the field and then punt it away when we do get to 4th down and stick them down at their other end. It just seems like we've lived down here fairly close to our own goal line for quite some time now.
And now out of the pistol for Malone. Play clock is at 5. They'll have a man in motion. And that will be Scarborough. Looking downfield perhaps. Malone's going to have to run. Rolling to the right side. Back to the line of scrimmage. Gets it off. And that'll be thrown out of bounds across the right sideline. Stops the clock. 6:56 left to go. 4th and 16 for the Rams here. And going to have to punt. And they're far enough back that Althoff will likely come away with pretty good field position.
Yeah, this is scary right here because these two guys can really fly.
$6:56 left to go.
It's Watson Brock back there, I think, and those two guys can really fly if they catch it.
Quick snap. And that one will be a line drive over the heads of some Althoff players and take a Ram bounce to about midfield. It still spins around to about the 48, so it pins back at least in a half-field battle to about the 48-yard line. They'll have it 1st and 10 in Ram territory.
Yeah, and it works out to 34 yards, and it wasn't pretty, but you know what? It got the job done. It at least makes Althoff work a little bit from the midfield area now offensively. with 6:46 left to go in the second quarter.
.646 mark of the second. Two back set, flanked by the quarterback this will be Iverson Brown on a carry, and he's going to break for it from the 48. He's all the way along the far hash, 20 inside the 10, 5, touchdown. Just like that, a 48-yard touchdown for Iverson Brown. It is 40-0, 40-0, Althoff on top.
That was Brown's first carry from scrimmage, Chris.
Indeed it was. And what a big run it was, a 48-yard touchdown.
That was he and Melvin Brock back there as punt returners, and he stayed on the field and just took over the running back spot.
See if the kick is going to be good this time. Galladay has only missed one. Rams rush, and this kick will get off, and it'll be good. 41-0, Althoff on top. Well, sir.
Well, and there's still 6 minutes and 35 seconds to go here in this second quarter. And you just hope the Rams can sustain something offensively and not give the ball back to the Crusaders, because so far we've not been able to stop them in any way, shape, or form when they take the field offensively.
.635 to go. We are in the second quarter. We'll have your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show coming up. We'll try to get you another Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard. We'll have a big Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard on WMIXsports.com tonight. Just about everybody's in conference play now, except for the Independents or Mount Carmel, who is in the Big 8. Their bye week in the conference includes a matchup with Mater Dei tonight. I believe that is in Mount Carmel. The Rams will see the Mount Carmel Golden Aces Week 9. Althoff saw Mater Dei last week. Funny how that works.
Mm-hmm.
The only non-conference common opponent these two teams once had was Triad, but Triad dropped Althoff. They now play Mount Zion in Week 9. Rams will have some changes to their schedule over the next couple of seasons as well. 6:35 remains in the first half, 41-0, unless the Rams score on a possession now. It'll be a running clock to start the second half. And we are 6 of 6 now for touchbacks for Stone Galladay. That one sails through the end zone, and it'll be 1st and 10 from their own 20 for the Rams.
He's about 5 more yards away from splitting the uprights on a kickoff. And that's something you just don't see in high school football. So he's very impressive. He will kick at the next level somewhere.
Well, this area has had a lot of success sending guys on to kick at major Division I universities.
Yeah. Well,
Oklahoma's kicker is a maroon, a West maroon, Cybert, I believe. I think that was Oklahoma.
Big soccer area, and that tends to fall into the, into that same category. A lot of soccer guys can, come over and help the football team out. But he's also a football player.
Well, yeah, I mean,
he didn't just come from the soccer team today.
No, his height and weight are not listed, but he is bigger than a lot of the other guys on the team.
Yes.
And not fat, big, as this will be a carry up the near side along the near hash side of the 20 for the Rams. It'll be a slight loss by Cade Scarborough. So the 5'11 senior going to come up a bit short here. It'll be 2nd and 11 now from the 19 with 6:18 left to play in the second quarter. Rams will be back at it on Friday night from home from Ken Hunt Stadium. Marion Wildcats will come to town now on short rest.
Mount Vernon just can't get anything going on the ground now. May have to go to the air here and try to move these chains and keep this offense off the field from Althoff.
Empty backfield out of the shotgun for Malone. Had Maxwell in motion, now racing to the right side on a roll, trying to dump one off. Almost picked off. Did he hang on?
He did.
The defender held on. I think that was Iverson Brown on the pick, and they will get the ball back on the pickoff. A little bit of an interception there. 5:41 mark of the second quarter. 41-0 Althoff, and they have the football right back. Harrisburg and West Frankfort are tied at 14 at the half. Also at the half, El Dorado leads Carmi 24-6. Scores from around the area. Centralia and Carbondale were tied at 21. It's at 1 point. See what else we have coming in. Heron leads Benton after 1, 14-zip. What are we going to have here? Reset the play clock, I think was the signal. 5:41 left to go in the first half. One to the right, one to the left, two backfield. Now there's a man in the left slot, appears to be Strong. Quarterback on this play is Taylor, and he will hand off left side. Uh-oh, it's Cozy again, far sideline. Now cuts back. He's looking for that far corner of the end zone. He's in. It'll be a 31-yard touchdown. Richard Cozy, 47-0 Althoff. That was what, a
31 yards.
31-yarder.
Yep. And that puts him at 143 yards rushing. And there's 5 minutes and 31 seconds left to go still in the half. Be interesting, Chris, to see what Althoff does in the second half in terms of these guys. Whether they sit some guys down and protect them for next week. Obviously, you'd like to see that happen. You'd like to see Mount Vernon get some of their guys in the game, get some experience for next year or down the road this season. Well, we'll see what happens.
Kick is up, and it is good, and it is 48-0 Althoff. Now the Rams have to score twice to avoid the running clock.
Yes, and that's the other thing I was about to say is we're now in running clock territory. We actually were with that last score at 41, so now we're at 48. So the second half is going to go pretty fast unless Mount Vernon can find a way to mount 9 points here pretty fast.
Community First Bank at the Heartland is with us the entire ride. Football, volleyball, girls and boys basketball, baseball and softball. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe, and they certainly do through their support of Rams Radio. We're glad to have them aboard. Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Niner are online at comfirstbank.net or check out their Facebook page. They have something special going on, their Community Love campaign. I believe it all might wrap up tomorrow. Special event going on in Mount Vernon, 11 to 1, I believe the time. And there have been a lot of folks make some great contributions. Find them all on their Facebook page. 5:31 left. We are in this second quarter of play. Althoff 48, the Mount Vernon Rams nothing. But maybe an opportunity here. Now the Rams will likely keep their starters in the second half. That's due to depth.
Yeah.
Or lack thereof, as the case may be.
Yeah.
Galladay, can you do it, buddy? He's going to try for another one in the end zone. No, a line drive, and Dameron stops it. Has it about the 1. Trying to go between the hashes up the middle at the 20. Now cuts back. He's near the 25. Trying to fight for the 30. Brought down at the 26-27. What a return. 26 yards by Dameron. He leapt for that one. Kept it from going in for the touchback, and the Rams have about a 6-yard better start now.
That's a good catch.
Yes, sir.
That was like a Nolan Ryan fastball. Coming to him about 90 miles an hour, about 6 feet off the ground. And for a second, I thought if he tries to catch that, it's literally going to knock him down.
I thought he was going to go in with it, and it was going to be a touchback anyway.
I mean, that had some heat behind it, and it's like he had Velcro on his hands. He just grabbed it just like he's in the NFL.
Absolutely.
And he gets it out to the 26, and, hey, that's a whole lot better than the 20, that's for sure.
Great work by Isaiah Dameron, and now the Rams will have it out of the pistol. 1st and 10 from their 26. So better start for the Rams here, and I say that, and then what, a motion penalty? You betcha. Well, back to the 21, and it's 1st and 15. Doesn't quite negate the catch coming out of the 1.
We're still 1 yard in the positive. We're at the 21 instead of the 20. I know Coach Goodhart can't be happy with that. That's at least 4 times that we've taken a 5-yard penalty on first down tonight. And started out in 1st and 15 instead of 1st and 10.
5:20 left to go. We are in the first half. Second quarter action from Lindenwood University Stadium, where the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Out of the pistol, it's a quick handoff. No, it's not. It's a quarterback keeper. Fooled everybody, including myself. Little stretch field play there by Nick Malone, trying to come to the near side. Did to the 25. We'll see the spot. To the 26. Gain of 5 for Nick. So it's about the original line of scrimmage, and it's 2nd and 10 now. That's a great fake.
And I think that Nick has to, and I said this the last time that I was with you, I think Nick has to think more in the terms of a running back mentality back there. I think he's a weapon that can run the football. It doesn't always have to be, two guys in Scarborough or, Rutherford. I mean, he can also run the football and gain yards. We've seen him do that at times, and we saw him do it right there.
And it works so well against Woodstock as he's rolling to the right this time out of the option into the backfield on a pitch. We'll have a flag. Sursa with it trying to run. Got about to the 28 on forward progress. However, I think there was a Ram hold there, and it will push it back 10 yards if it holds, no pun intended.
That could have been a clip. We'll see. Holding declined. Loss of down. It's going to make it 3rd and 10, Chris. Probably a smart play by Althoff, the way their defense has been playing. They'll trade the down for the yards and try to make a stop here.
So now a 48-0 ball game, less than 5 minutes to play in the first half. 2 to the left, 1 to the right for the Rams. As I say, Maxwell will be in motion back into the backfield. Now the handoff, right slot for Maxwell. Looking for the pass downfield. Amir Span will come up with it about the 45. He's going to race to the far side. Past midfield, 40. He's at the 35. Down to the 30. Finally brought down. Had contact. Drug the guy about 15 yards. He's down to about the 25, which if it holds would be a 49-yard pass completion. It'll be about 48. Down to about the 26. So 26 to 26. 48 yards.
That is correct. 48 yards. And that equaled our total in passing yards up until that play. It was 48 yards.
So now the Rams threatening from the outside 26 on the far hash. 1st and 10. Malone dropping back to pass. A little fade route. Amir looking for the corner of the end zone, and now he'll get in for the score. Amir Span. What a catch. What a throw by Malone. And now back-to-back plays from the 26. 1st and Althoff territory. Got to be kidding me.
They call penalty.
There is a penalty. It looked good. It was good. And it was almost a score. And I think it's coming back.
Well, it's a fader out to the corner. And my guess is they're going to call him for pushing off. That's usually the call from that official because he's the guy down there looking at the play. If it's an offensive penalty, it could be defensive pass interference. Oh, good grief. What? Illegal procedure.
So probably a motion penalty.
Yeah, it happened back here.
Push the back 5, and there's people not happy upstairs, nor should they be.
Yeah, it happened back here at the line of scrimmage.
Here's the problem. It's either been happening all year and not been called, or it just became a problem tonight. Because there's very little happening. It's different from any other game. I think that's the frustrating part if you're a coach. Sure, and maybe just on the turf, maybe a little excited, maybe more noticeable.
I'll tell you what. What's frustrating most right now is for the kids, because they're getting beat pretty good here, and they're looking for something positive to happen, and it's 48-0, and you do that right there, execute 2 perfect pass plays to the end zone. That would have made it 48-6, right?
Yes, sir.
I don't know. But at any rate, there's a timeout on the field. And Althoff still leads 48-0. So it's all for naught. Rams will have it now 1st and 15, so they do have a first down to play with. And 3 minutes and 43 seconds on the clock, so they still have a chance here. A lot of time and a good down and distance situation to maybe put the ball in the end zone here, or at least get another first down, get it down there and take a shot at the end zone. So these last 2 plays have been extreme positives for the Rams. A 48-yard completion, and then what appeared to be a fade route to the left quarter of the end zone for 31 yards that went for naught on the penalty. So Rams just got to keep knocking on the door. They proved right there that they can beat this team through the air twice.
Timeout sponsored by First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust. If you've ever thought about starting a business or expanding an existing business, First Mid-Illinois Bank and Trust was recently recognized as the 2016 SBA Community Bank of the Year. Stop by First Mid and talk to Michelle about making your business dreams come true. First Mid is an equal opportunity lender. So now the Rams have it. 1st and 15 from the Althoff 31 on the far hash. Looking deep toward the end zone again. Fade route toward the flag. Dameron will be out of bounds. Or we kept both feet in, actually. Tried to dive for it, keep both feet in. Only needed one, sir. But heck of an effort by Dameron on that far sideline. About made something out of a tough play.
He sure did. The ball was just a little wide. Nick threw the ball out of bounds by about a yard. If he'd have thrown that ball inside the pylon down there, maybe had a chance at that, but it was just a little bit outside the pylon and out of bounds, and we just couldn't get our hands on it there. Nick's throwing the ball well, though. He does throw a good ball.
Oh, yes. No doubt. So now switch sides, 2 left, 2 right. Pistol back is Scarborough. Man in motion is Sir, so let's not get a motion penalty. 3:37 left in the half, 2nd and 15 from the Althoff 31. Malone, nice little roll, spinning back to the far side, looking to dump one off. Nice play. That'll be in the backfield and complete.
Pass is complete.
Just beyond the 35. So I think Scarborough got the pickup, got the catch. It'll be 3rd down for the Rams. It was just shy of the 30. To about the 31-yard line.
Lost
32,
a yard.
so they
lost. Spotted at the 32.
Well. All right, then.
Seems like anything in the flat, we've just not been able to gain much on. We've thrown a couple little shots out there in the flat, and they've ran it down. It seems like we've had more success just throwing the ball down the field.
2:55 left to go. 48-0 score. We're in the first half. Malone drops back, looking for a quick play. It's to Maxwell at about the 30, and he'll be brought down at about the 29. We'll see if they give him the 3-yard gain. It'll be 4th down here, 2:40 mark of the first half. 48-0 Althoff score.
Leonard on the tackle for the Crusaders.
Heron now leads Benton 31-0 at the half. Community First Bank of the Heartland is the official voice of the Rams and Lady Rams here on WMIX. Every broadcast, it seems like every year, has been powered by Community First Bank. It's because local matters to come first.
Well, draw up your best 4th and 11 play here, Chris. And let's see if we can get a first down.
They're going to go for it. No reason not to. 27-yard line, Althoff territory, spotted just inside the near hash. Malone out of the pistol. 1 right, 3 left. Looking right. Throwing on a slant, and that one's going to be picked off. It's picked off at about the 10. Althoff looking to return. Could it be a pick 6? They have the speed. They get past Scarborough, staying on his feet. Far sideline. Past the 40, 35, 30, 20, 15, 5, 10. Touchdown, Althoff. That'll be about a 90-yard pick 6 for the Crusaders. And that is an Althoff touchdown to make it 54-0. And I did not see the defender.
Pierce Lyons on the interception, 95 yards.
Pearson Lyons, number 9, with the pick 6.
Althoff did a nice job covering that. I mean, they're just playing soft and keeping everything underneath them, and then, they just made a play. The guy made a play on the ball. I mean, he simply just made a nice play on the ball. And Nick maybe just a hair late throwing the football, but it was right on target. You can't fault him. But that's just a good defensive play. Good defensive play.
Kick is up and good, and it's 55-0 Althoff.
Nick's trying to make something happen there. He's trying to get the ball in the end zone. Probably a little frustrating that, we got one called back there. Tried to force one in there and fit it down in there and get a first down, get close to the goal line here at the end of the second half. You know what? Just kids trying to make a play. And you got to just tip your hat and go on. Happens all the time.
1:44 left to go in the second quarter. It's 55-0. 1 minute, 44 seconds left in the first half. We'll see what the Rams can muster here. And that was just a tough throw. Almost completed it at about the 5, maybe about the 6. And a pick 6 for Pearson Lyons. And the Althoff Crusaders makes it a 55-0 score, which means the Rams will need 3 scores. Have to be 3 touchdowns to stop the running clock in the second half in 1 minute, 44 seconds.
Hey, we were well on our way to getting that 9 I talked about, weren't we?
Yep.
I mean, I thought we had at least 6 or 7 of it there on that fade route in the end zone. But it was not to be. on the penalty. And now the lead is 55-0.
So Dameron, last time, leapt and got it. Kept it from going in for a touchback into the end zone. Stop the streak. Here comes, and I think this one's going to be higher and further, and no doubter from Stone Galloway. So it's a touchback, and the Rams will start 1st and 10 from their own 20 with 1:44 to go in the first half. Unbelievable. One of these days, or I should say one of these plays. See what the Rams can do. Span split left side. Maxwell will join. He'll split all the way to the left. Span will be in the slot. 2 to the right. Looks like Sursa. And can't see the other. Forgive me for not seeing the number.
Timeout.
Baltimore will be split right slot. So a timeout sponsored by First Mid Illinois Bank and Trust. First Mid Equal Housing Lender. Go see Dwayne Gully for your next home loan.
25-second clock had wound down to the point where we were going to have to take one or get penalized. So they ended up taking a timeout now. And what you hope for is we could just get this 1:44 off the clock and Althoff doesn't punch another one in here before halftime to get into the 60s.
Yeah, it's not quite what you want. But at 55-0 score is what it is. 1st and 10 from their own 20. We'll see if the Rams can tack on a score here before they go into the locker room and before we have our Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. 55-0. Rams trailing here. 1:44 left to go in the first half. Man in motion is Sursa. Inside handoff this time will be to Scarborough. He is met by a wall of Crusaders and maybe got to about the 21, maybe a gain of 1. So a no gainer at 2nd and 10 from the 20. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside on WMIX, WMIXsports.com. We're in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth tonight. Saturday Sports Show will come your way tomorrow. We have half of the lineup booked. Not sure who the other half will be. Goody and John Shadowins for sure on the program tomorrow. 1:03 left to go in the first half. 2nd and 9. They went ahead and put a slight gain on the board. Maxwell on a sweep. He was in motion. Gets to about the 21. It's 3rd and 9.
Maxwell getting the carry there. Looks like we are going to indeed get this clock killed here for halftime, Chris.
Halftime approaching. Homecoming ceremonies likely also approaching.
Will that mean an extended halftime, Christopher?
Could.
Because you know that does happen.
Does, usually. We'll see performances, I'm sure. We'll see names announced. Right now, the Mount from the Rams, 3rd and 9 from their own 21-yard line. Out of the shotgun, man in motion. Avoided a motion penalty there. Malone's trying to go right up the middle with 13 seconds. Gets to the 25. Gain of 4. 4th and 5 now. And that'll be the last play of the half if I had to guess. We've hit halftime in Belleville. At the half, it's the Althoff Crusaders 55, the Mount Vernon Rams nothing. We'll come back with your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Local faces serving local customers is what we do, and we're celebrating just that on Saturday, September 16th from 11 to 1 p.m. at our 10th Street location. This is Karen Pelker inviting you to come join us for delicious Uncle Joe's barbecue. Check presentations for our Community Love campaign and some great giveaways, including the grand prize of a Yeti cooler, because at Community First, local matters. See you Saturday the 16th.
There's something for everyone at Red Lake College's 5th Annual Warrior Fest. Children's activities, a car show, and a vendor fair will cover the Ina campus from 9 till 2 on Saturday, October 7th. New events include a demo day with the RLC Golf Outlet and an open house preview day for prospective students. Listen to live music by Hot Rod Nights and food prepared by the RLC Culinary Arts students will make for a great afternoon for the young and young at heart. Come experience all the RLC campus has to offer at Warrior Fest on Saturday, October 7th from 9 until 2.
When it comes to orthopedics, you want personal care that gets you back in action. And now you have a center of excellence close to home. Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers convenient access to leading-edge orthopedics, providing the latest in surgical and non-invasive care, as well as the most advanced imaging services for orthopedic conditions of all kinds. We also specialize in providing total joint replacement, spine surgery, sports medicine, and offer an on-site physical rehabilitation center. Get back in action with Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Visit online at orthocenter-si.com or call 242-3778.
It's the perfect time to give your home a makeover and save during One Stop Flooring America's Home Makeover Sale. We're offering incredible savings on fashionable floors for every room. You can save up to $500 on select styles of Tigressa, the incredibly soft, exceptionally durable, best-selling carpet, and save on select floors store-wide. Let One Stop Flooring America's experienced staff and award-winning installers give you the flooring experience your home deserves. Hurry in today and let the makeovers begin at One Stop Flooring America, 318 South 10th Street, Mount Vernon, 242-5712.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Joe's Pizza Halftime Show starts now.
WMIX, WMIXSports.com. It is time for your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. Here at the half at Lindenwood University Stadium, the Mount Vernon Rams trail the Althoff Crusaders to the tune of 55-0. If you want real Chicago-style pizza, and I'm talking the real thing, it's Joe's Pizza, the perfect place to dine before and after the game. For the fresh salads, garlic breads, and that amazing Chicago-style pizza, there's only one place in Mount Vernon that can offer that, and it is certainly Joe's Pizza. Voted the People's Choice just off of the square on Jordan Street in Mount Vernon. Doesn't matter what toppings you want, they have them. Joe's Pizza, real Chicago, trust me. Mount Vernon, love it. You can order online, that's what I do. Sometimes you just don't want to talk on the phone, and there's really nothing wrong with that, but you can order online at orderjoes.com. Double checking that. Yes, orderjoes.com. There's something to be said for that. A lot to be said here. The Mount Vernon Rams trailing Althoff 55-0 the score. We'll have stats coming up a little bit later on in this halftime show. It could be an extended halftime show with the homecoming festivities here tonight. Coach, we had talked about it, and we had talked about it. The Rams would have to move the chains. They'd have to kill clock in order to be successful tonight. And with Althoff, they made it incredibly difficult to do much of anything, whether it was offense, whether it was defense. They just made it extra tough tonight. And we see why they're a good team.
Well, they've got the whole package. They've got skilled kids. You know, they're not just putting the ball in one guy's hands. I mean, they're putting the ball in multiple guys' hands, and then to run the football. And then when they're not running the football, their quarterback throws a good ball. I mean, heck, I'm looking at it right now. They've thrown the ball 4 times, Chris. They've got gains of 5, 24, 24, and then 1 incomplete pass. So, I mean, they're 3 for 4, but they're extremely efficient with 2 big gains in the passing game. But look at their running game. You know, you got guys like Cozy back there. You got guys like Melvin Brock, you know, and then those 2 have carried the load. But then they just throw Justin Strong in there for a play, and he goes for 17 for a TD. Hey, and how about number 1, Iverson Brown, who touches the ball 1 time and goes for 48, you know. And these are all good-looking skill kids they've got in the backfield running the football and also receiving the football. So, you know, I don't know. They just do it all very well in all 3 phases. And, you know, the 3rd phase, of course, is the kicking game. I mean, they got a heck of a kicker. I mean, he's 7, 14, 12, is he about 7 for 8 in extra points? Missed the first one, I believe. He's got about 6 out of 7 touchbacks. They have not yet had to punt the football, but I would assume they're pretty good at it. So, you know, when you look at really super good high school football teams at any level, you know, they can do things right at all 3 phases of the game. And I don't mean to sound like Bill Belichick because he always uses the 3 phases thing, but it's really true. I mean, you have a dominant defense. You have a lot of weapons on offense, a lot of kids you can put the ball in the hands of to hurt you. And what it does to a defense is you can't key on anybody. You know, I mean, it's a lot easier keying on a team when they've got 1 or 2 guys total that can beat you offensively. But when you got 4, 5, 6 guys out there that can beat you offensively, you know, you got to spread out and try to honor all those guys. And then, you know, the field just becomes a whole lot bigger for you to defend. And that's the type of team we're facing here tonight. It's just a team that's just real solid all the way across the offensive and defensive areas and in the special teams. And we haven't even talked about their line. You know, their line's, you know, obviously done a heck of a job opening up the holes they have for these giant gains. You know, I'm looking down here. They're, you know, at one time, Brock was averaging, about 10 yards a carry. I'm sorry, Cozy was averaging about 10 yards a carry. And he may have increased that since I talked about that. I haven't done his stats yet. So, you know, the offensive line is big. You know, you could see that from up here in pregame and strong. So, yeah, you know, it's just a case where, you know, we're outmanned. You know, we're too young, and there's not a whole lot else you can say other than, you know, we're doing everything we can. I think our boys are trying. I think they're giving it everything they have. But there's just some times in high school athletics where you're just getting beat by a better team. And you know, as is going to be the case for a lot of people this year when they play Althoff, that's the case for us tonight.
It is, and it's 55-0. The Rams trailing Althoff at the half. We'll have more Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime coming up. But first, we need to get in a quick break. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Jefferson County has been supporting Community First Bank since day one, and we want to give back. Hi, this is Julie Bryant inviting you to come celebrate 10 years of Community First at our 10th Street location in Mount Vernon. We'll be serving some delicious Uncle Joe's barbecue, presenting community love checks to 10 local charities, and giving away prizes, including the chance to win a Yeti cooler. We hope to see you on Saturday the 16th.
When you're the people's choice for favorite Italian restaurant, you're on top of your game. And that's Joe's Pizza. Where else can you go to get that great, superb Chicago-style pizza and amazing pastas? Yep, Joe's is the place. Joe's features homemade sauces from the Trupiano family's secret recipe. At Joe's, you can dine in, carry out, have it delivered, or order online at orderjoes.com. Experience pizza the way it was meant to be. Joe's Pizza, 819 Jordan in Mount Vernon. Back to the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. It's the Mount Vernon Rams and Althoff Crusaders tonight from Lindenwood University Stadium in Belleville. This is your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. We're glad to be back with you here from St. Clair County. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside what we assume will be an extended halftime here. It is their homecoming night here tonight. Tell you a little bit more about Joe's Pizza and Pasta. They are the people's choice for a reason. The favorite Italian restaurant. Gather your friends and head to Joe's before or after the game, or maybe have dinner before the game, have some dessert after, whatever you prefer. Chicago-style pizza and pastas featuring homemade sauces from the Trupiano family's secret recipe. Joe's Pizza just off of the square on Jordan in Mount Vernon. So about 15 minutes before we have second half action, they're actually introducing, I guess, what it would be their homecoming court. Formal-clad individuals here on the field from about the left hand of 40 from my perspective, probably stretching to about midfield or the opposing 45 as they introduce their homecoming court. The Althoff Crusaders. It's homecoming night here at Lindenwood, and the Rams unable to spoil it thus far. 55-0 right now. Althoff with a comfortable lead. It'll be a running clock in the second half. We will take another break on your Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. This is Rams football from WMIX Sports.
People's National Bank makes purchasing a home easy. Hi, this is Joy Schrader, mortgage specialist for People's National Bank. Visit peoplesnationalbank.com to fill out an online application 24/7, and you will be on your way to owning your own home. If you have any questions, give me, Joy Schrader, a call at 241-6928.
People's National Bank, your home for home loans. Proudly serving Southern Illinois since 1909. Member FDIC, equal housing lender. Loans subject to credit approval.
Hey, Pete, how's life with your 3-year-old?
Well, she's got a lot of questions.
Why? I see what you mean. And I bet you have questions about life insurance. Why? Well, because you need to protect your family. Why? An Allstate agent can give you simple answers about life insurance. Plus, when you apply, you'll get a free biometric wellness report with recommendations for leading a happier, healthier life.
Why? I mean, that sounds great.
It's good to be in good hands.
Ask Mount Vernon Allstate agent Paul Shields about life insurance today.
I'm meteorologist John Fearick. Let's look for next rad weather. Mostly clear tonight. Low down to 61. Then for tomorrow, mostly sunny, very warm and sticky, the high 89. Warm, humid tomorrow night down in the mid-60s. Clouds and sun for Sunday, warm and humid, the highest 89. Monday, variably cloudy, very warm and steamy. Shower, thunderstorm in the area, high in the mid and upper 80s. Next rad weather from WMIX, Mount Vernon, Illinois.
Your home for the Mount Vernon Rams is WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank.
We're back on the Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. Tony Wilt State Farm scoreboard update at halftime. The Heron Tigers lead the Benton Rangers 31-7. Also at the half, DuQuoin and Carterville are tied at 7. Fairfield leads Hamilton County 32-0. Another halftime score, Anna leads Nashville 36-21. Centralia a touchdown better than Carbondale at this point, 28-21. And just entering the second quarter, looks like Sparta leads Pinckneyville. Oh, sorry, 1 minute into the third quarter, Sparta leads Pinckneyville 14-7 tonight. Also at halftime, West Frankfort and Harrisburg are tied at 14 from around the area. At halftime, Mattoon leads Charleston 21-2. Other scores around the area, trying to get you some more that are relevant, at least to what we care about. And it looks like that's about all I have at this juncture. Sponsored by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon. Find him online at TonyWilt.com. Look for that white State Farm Jeep around town and see how you can get to a better state with State Farm. We have plenty more coming up on this Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime. We'll even have some scoring and stats. It's an extended halftime show here from Belleville. Althoff 55, the Mount Vernon Rams nothing. We'll talk more about it coming up. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Have you ever wondered how your homeowner's insurance works, or whether you have enough coverage to protect you in an auto accident, or what would happen to your family if you get sick or pass away prematurely? I'm your local State Farm agent, Tony Wilt, and these are the very questions that we help people with every day. If you don't have the answers to these questions, stop by my office in Mount Vernon. Waiting till a catastrophe happens to learn how your insurance works can be very costly. Don't let that be you. Find us on the web at TonyWilt.com or call us at 242-1421.
Legence Bank would like to wish all the local Southern Illinois teams and coaches much success in the 2017-2018 academic year. Legence Bank proudly supports you on and off the field. Legence Bank, member FDIC, building stronger communities in Southern Illinois since 1906. That's Legence Bank.
Hey, Bugsy, you hear the news about Vinny?
Yeah, it's a real shame he owed money to the IRS and they finally cut up with him.
Just like Al Capone.
If the IRS can get the Capone, imagine what they can do to little old Vinny, huh?
Poor cat, he was on top of the world. Then bada boom, bada bing.
What Vinny needs now is an offer he can't refuse.
Hey, you got a tax problem? Does the IRS claim you owe them a bunch of dough? They can get you too. So call the tax relief line now and learn if you qualify to negotiate your $10,000 plus IRS tax debt for up to a 75% savings. Don't be like Al or Vinny and get busted. Make this free call now. Learn how you may be able to pay the IRS less.
Call now. 800-590-4930. 800-590-4930. 800-590-4930. That's 800-590-4930.
I'm Terry Clark, and I hope you'll join me this week for Country Gold. We'll play lots of your favorite country hits from the 80s and 90s, and I'll share my own personal experiences from 20 years of touring. I'll also have superstar guests each week who will tell you what's going on in their world. Plus, we'll take your calls and requests. So join me this week for Country Gold with Terry Clark. Sunday nights at 6 on 94.1 WMIX.
I'm John Rooney, and this season the Cardinals are celebrating 125 years of St. Louis Cardinals baseball. As the seasons pile up, so do the memories.
I know, and I forget Go crazy, folks! Go crazy! Get up, baby! Get up!
Be sure to join us day after day throughout the 2017 baseball season. There's only one Cardinals baseball. It's Cardinal baseball on 50,000 watts of today's hot country. 94.1 WMIX.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. Chris, Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside here at halftime in New Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime report. Mount Vernon Rams right now trail the Althoff Crusaders 55-0. It's been all Althoff here tonight. They have run roughshod on the ground. They've gotten a little bit done through the air, but you give the Crusaders a lot of credit for making things happen here. It's easy to see why they are such a good team and state ranked, and just such a great running game. They did have a defensive touchdown, a pick six for about 90 yards from, I believe it was, looking up the name and number, Pearson Lyons, if I recall correctly, had that pick six. Jeff Lonnon back alongside, and whew, boy, scoring in stats. There were a lot of running stats there for the Althoff Crusaders in that first half. They did a pretty good job on the ground.
And that air conditioner that the Althoff people got feels really good. Well, I just went over there.
Here's
for
the
about
funny
20
thing
seconds.
about it. The spot that we initially came into is where we have been every time I've come here. A station from out of the market, far away, came in, was going to do the game, then left with a minute into the first quarter. So we could be there right now.
Yeah.
But that's okay.
Yeah. Well,
feels good over there.
We had a little bit of a hiccup coming over with dinner.
We did, and that will happen. And that has happened before, and it'll more than likely happen again.
Hiccup, no pun intended, right?
Yes,
the hiccup.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for Mount Vernon, there's not a lot here to really be that excited about at halftime, at least. Mount Vernon's leading rusher was Cade Scarborough. He picked up 15 yards on 7 carries. Brody Rutherford picked up 5 yards on 3 carries. Nick Malone picked up 5 yards on 4 carries, and David Maxwell picked up had 1 carry but did not pick up a yard. So team rushing wise, we had 15 attempts. We only gained 25 yards. There were no TDs, obviously, and our long game was 9 by Cade Scarborough on his 4th run of the game. Passing, we put the ball in the air 20 times in the first half. Completed 10 of those. Had two of those balls were intercepted. We did throw for a total of 100 yards. I've got us right there at an even 100. And our long game was 48 yards. We've not thrown for a TD yet, obviously. Mount Vernon was penalized 8 times for 30 yards in the first half, and they picked up 4 first downs. We had to punt the ball 5 times for a 26.4-yard average. We did fumble the ball 1 time, but we picked it up, and that was off a center quarterback exchange when we were in the gun, and we didn't get the snap cleanly. On the other side of the ball, Althoff, a little brighter picture here for them on the ground. They attempted 16 rushes and gained 260 yards, 7 TDs on the ground for Althoff in the first half. Passing, they only passed the ball 4 times, but they were efficient as Hayes Taylor connected on 3 of 4 of those for 53 yards and 1 TD with a long gain of 24. Althoff was penalized only 3 times in the first half for 20 yards, and they picked up a grand total of 6 first downs. Not a lot of first downs for Althoff, but the big play was so prevalent that there just weren't that many of them to pick up. As their offense was so efficient and so powerful. They did not fumble the ball 1 time, didn't turn it over, and they did not punt the ball in the first half. And that is pretty much what I have, Christopher, for a total of 55-0 is the story at halftime. All Althoff in the passing and the running game in terms of efficiency and yards.
Well, this is an Althoff team that really, when you look at the grand scheme of life and you look at the Carbondale Terriers, a team that are up and down with the Centralia Orphans tonight, much improved. Centralia has a lot of question marks, even though they return an all-state quarterback. Marion has struggled some early. I think 1-2. Cahokia, I think, is over at the moment. And, I mean, Althoff already expected to probably claim a conference crown, and right now it's going to be it's tough to see anybody on paper that can challenge these Crusaders weeks 5 through 8.
Yeah, I agree.
Even
with
5
that.
through 9.
I agree with that. I mean, this is a special team, as I said before, and I'll say it again. You know, they're good in every area. You know, they do not. I do not see a weak link in any area of their game. I just don't. We've watched them play offense. We've watched them play defense. They have a history now. This is week 4. You can look back at their scores. They've done the same thing. Maybe not quite to this degree to their opponents here in the first 3 weeks. They did have a pretty close game with Jeff City, Missouri. I think they won that game 21-15, but Jeff City's pretty good if you're not familiar with them. They blew out Collinsville, and they blew out Mater Dei last week. So, you know, they have a history so far early in the season of doing this exact thing to people, and nobody's really been able to get past them yet. And 2 out of 3 weeks, nobody even came close to stopping them. So here tonight, it looks like another story of just Althoff dominance. And the Rams in the second half, I think here's what you do: you go out there and you don't let up. You play as hard as you possibly can. Right now, you're just looking for positives. And by positives, I mean, hey, let's pick up some first downs. Let's keep their offense off the field. Ultimately, obviously, you want to score a couple touchdowns and get some points on the board. You know, you always feel better about, getting some points on the board as opposed to that goose egg that's sitting up there in the middle of the field on that big scoreboard right now. But it's baby steps. You know, there's a lot of young guys out there, and it's very, very hard when you're playing a team of this caliber and you got some freshmen on the field like Mount Vernon does. It's very hard to keep your head up. It's very hard to continue to compete because this is a very physical game, and you can get beat down pretty fast if you start thinking about it. So, you know, what we're looking for now is just our boys to step up, compete as hard as they can, whatever level that is. We're not going to win the football game, obviously, but there's no other alternative because you're trying to ultimately reach for a goal of getting better and better and better, and someday, hopefully sooner rather than later, winning a football game. And then after you win a football game, you win 2 or 3, and you build it back up. But these are the infant stages right now where you're just looking for little victories on the field and not necessarily on the scoreboard, because that's not going to happen tonight. But, the Rams are going to be challenged each and every week with the way things are right now with our youth and our numbers. And I think Coach Goodhart and the coaching staff is probably just looking for a good fight right now and seeing who's going to play hard and who's not, and look for those little victories on the football field. And we'll see what happens here in the second half to see if we can get a few of those.
And it may happen. Second half action coming our way. WMIX, WMIXsports.com. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside as we are getting ready for the second half of football, and we will have a running clock. Second half action from Lindenwood University, Belleville. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside WMIX, WMIXsports.com as we wrap up this Joe's Pizza and Pasta halftime show. The Mount Vernon Rams will kick off here in the second half. Belleville Althoff will travel right to left as you look at your radio tonight in their gray-clad uniforms here in the second half. 55 zip. It'll be a running clock once we get underway. Fresh 12 on the clock, 55-0 Althoff. The left-footed kicker, we'll see him for the first time tonight. Jeremiah Fitzgerald, not unlike yourself. He's just a soccer-style kicker, Coach Lonnon. And now to be picked up at about the 5. Looking to come to the near side. What a break at the 25, 30. Still on the feet. There's a flag, though, at about the 20. Brought down finally, number 8 for the Crusaders, who, oddly enough, is not on my roster. It'll be 1st and 10 somewhere for Althoff. We just got to find out where.
They have really difficult numbers to see anyway, Chris.
They most certainly do.
Holding on the return against Althoff. That's going to take the good return back.
You know what? That'll happen. And now we have The clock's still rolling, obviously, with a running clock. Don't forget, all the action is powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland in Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Welcome back to Personal Banking. Community First isn't just their name. It is what they believe. We're here in your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth tonight. Buffalo Wild Wings, wall-to-wall TVs, plenty of cold ones on tap. Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
Jet sweep.
And now maybe a fumble in the backfield, maybe picked up by Althoff on the ground. Clock will continue to roll. We're already at the 10:30 mark of this third quarter, running clock.
That was Xavier Williams. He has not touched the ball yet tonight from the wideout position, or I believe in the slot position at that point in time.
I think you're going to see some new faces here in the second half. Pearson Lyons just checked into the ball game offensively. And now run right up the middle at about the 25-yard line between the hashes. Lions on the carry. Should be first down or just close. They're not going to give them all spottage there. They're not going to give them all the ground position. It'll be just shy of the 25. At about 24-yard line. 3rd and 1 now, 9:50 mark. Here in the third quarter, second half action, 55-0 Althoff on top. Red Lake College powers are streaming. Log on rlc.edu. See about all their 100-degree and certificate programs for thousands less. Now Sheehan, the quarterback, will hand off. It's an inside handoff up the middle. They're just going to go right up the gut and finding some running room, bouncing off tackles, past midfield toward the far sideline to the 48 in Mount Vernon territory. That'll be a gain of about 28 on the ground. So a late flag could make things a little more interesting there. So I didn't see the ball carrier. Maybe Chris Bradley. Might have also been DeAndre Leonard. I didn't see the last number.
I thought it was Leonard. And anyway, that's who I'm gonna give that game to. Those numbers are so hard to see. They blend right into that gray. And I mean, they're here in front of us now. We can see them, but out there on the field, it's a lot tougher. It's a penalty on Althoff.
That's going way back, fellas. Who will be our next Ram of the Week? This week's Ram of the Week is Addie Sargent for her digs in volleyball against Woodlawn, as voted on by you on Twitter at WMIX Sports. Paul Shields, All-State agent of Mount Vernon, the sponsor of the Good Hands Ram of the Week. Who will it be this week? It'll be a football player. We didn't have any volleyball this week due to a schedule change. It'll be sweep left side, trying to get to the near sideline at about the 22. Drug out of bounds was the ball carrier. Looked like, again, that time might have been X Williams, the senior, 6'1". Split in, turn running back here in the second half. Yep. Xavier Williams.
Xavier's carried it twice now, and he's lost 2 yards. I think that down and distance marker was right over there. They had that last play being 4th down. And they also have this play being 4th down.
Dial it down says this one is. We'll go with that for the time being over there on the far sideline. 4th and 1 from the 24-yard line. And Althoff up 55, not going to take the opportunity.
Remember I talked about small victories? Here's an opportunity for one right here. Block a punt.
The freshman Evan Leak is back to return and probably won't get a chance. Out of bounds, looks like right at midfield. Almost hopped right into the stands. That was about midfield. The Rams are getting a very generous spot here at the 49. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams, 7:05 mark of the third quarter. Community First Bank. How about that Community Love campaign? They'll have a special event tomorrow, 11 to 1 at Community First Bank of the Heartland, 10th Street location in Mount Vernon. Go on and check it out. They'll have some barbecue for you, 11 to 1. A little bit of appreciation for you and that Community Love campaign, benefiting local charities. 6:44 left to go here in the third. 55-0 Althoff.
It's good to see Althoff substituting now. You know, my hat's off to Ken Turner for that. And let's see if the Rams can get one in here and get on the scoreboard.
6:24 left to go here in the third. It'll be Malone downfield looking for Span. He turns back and he catches it in stride. He's inside the 30, now down to the 20. Pulled out of bounds at about the 15 on that far sideline. That will be about a 34-yard completion to Amir Span. It's a big grab by Amir. He's making a case to be one of our 3 stars of the game in our Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show.
That was a good ball, too. Tight spiral, right on the money. That's the same play, Chris, that they hit the touchdown on that got called back. He has beat that guy. I don't know if that's the same defensive back as in the first half, but nonetheless, he beat him just the same.
5:39 left to go here in the third quarter. As it'll be a handoff up the middle, a little inside handoff that time. I didn't see which number they dialed. I thought it was the running back Scarborough. I don't think he got back to the line of scrimmage. I think he lost a little bit.
Is that David Maxwell maybe? Or was that Scarborough?
Oh, it was Scarborough on that carry.
Okay. Well, David was in there blocking it because he was on the ground, which is good to see. You know the thing about turf, Chris? They don't get their jerseys dirty. Everybody's jersey looks so it's nice stuff, but I still miss the days where you come out and the jerseys are dirty and torn up a little bit.
4-step drop, now a roll for Mr. Malone, looking into the back of the end zone in the corner, and Dameron can't hang on. He came over the top near that back end line and just couldn't hang on in the corner when he tried to tuck it away. It'll be 3rd and 13 now for the Rams. 4:44 left to go in the third quarter. 55-0 the score.
He was wide open too. Just couldn't haul it in.
You know who loves the lack of stains from the turf? The moms and domestic dads who do laundry.
Yeah.
Or even the kids who have to do it themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
4:25 to go. We are in the third quarter from Lindenwood University Stadium. 2 on the left, 2 on the right. Out of the pistol set for Malone. Man in motion this time is Maxwell. 2-step drop, looking back for the fade route. Far corner, there it is. Amir Span with the touchdown. He tumbles backward, but he hangs on.
Nice.
And Amir Span, the 18-yard score, and it's 55-6. Don't argue with me now, referees. I'm giving it to him, and the Rams get on the board.
And the first thing I did was look for a flag.
Yes.
And thank goodness there wasn't anything out there. But another good ball. We've thrown the ball pretty good tonight. We really have. We just have not been able to complement it with a running game. And with that completion,
I already forgot how far it was.
We have now thrown for 152 yards tonight, believe it or not.
Rams trying for the point after to make it 55-7, 4:08 left to go. Fumbled on the hold. Snap looked okay. Looked like trouble on the hold. How big was that catch by Span? Was it, 18 yards?
18 yards, yep. And we do not have our regular long snappers tonight. Steve McCoy told me that before the game, that both our regular long snappers are not available. So the trouble with the long snap there, that was likely a first-time deal for whoever that was snapping that football. I couldn't see a number, but long snappers are very, very hard to find. Good ones.
I mean, the professionals have trouble with it.
They sure do.
If there's a guy out with injury, or a guy gets traded or cut or waived or whatever, and it's a backup that's not done it before.
That's right. Hey, I played on a college team with a guy who got drafted in the NFL to long snap. That's all he did, and he signed for a buku amount of bucks, and he long snapped, and that was it. And he made a nice career out of it.
There's slookies all over the place in the NFL.
There have been in the past. I've known a few.
Front office.
Yep, a couple coaches in the NFL.
Sure.
Kirby Wilson with the Vikings now, I believe. He was a friend of mine. Billy Callahan.
Was he Miracle Man?
He sure was.
Miracle Man.
Bill Callahan was the one that I will never forget. Former Nebraska coach, L.A. Raider coach. Boy, that guy. You want to talk about off the hook intense.
Good times.
It was good times. I have some stories.
You sure do. 55-6.
Just don't ask me about coin tosses.
Is the score here. The story here. Rams trail Althoff. Running clock, 3:45 left in the third quarter. Streaming presented by Ridley College. Every game presented by Community First Bank of the Heartland, Mountford and Dix. Woodlawn and Ina. Community Love, and in fact, that's going on right now. It ends tomorrow, 11-1 at Community First Bank, 10th Street, Mount Vernon. But Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe.
Chamberlain now the quarterback for the Crusaders.
So Donald Chamberlain, I believe, is the new quarterback for Althoff.
Drop another name for you. Charlie Strong.
Really?
Charlie Strong was a graduate assistant coach at Southern in the early 90s, late 80s. I can't remember what year it was. But Charlie Strong became was defensive coordinator at Florida, and then went on to become now the head coach. Or is he still the head coach now at Texas?
Feel like it.
I knew he was as of last year. I didn't know if
I mean, just guys that you would have come across. I mean,
Charlie Strong,
the guys that you and your coaches would have come across, like at opposing colleges.
John
Gruden at SEMO, and you would have come across the Harbaughs.
Sure. Jack Harbaugh, who coached at Western Kentucky for years and years, has met him. We actually played against him.
Just don't sit in Jim Hart's recliner.
I have been guilty of that.
3:15 left, and here comes a carry by the quarterback. Chamberlain rolls to about the 25-yard line. It'll be a gain of about 6, 3:03 left to go in the third quarter. So it'll be second down now for the Crusaders. We're on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at WMIX Sports. Heron now leads Benton 52-14. That's after 3.
That's Althoff's 5th penalty now of the game for 40 yards, so the penalties are starting to even out.
.230 left to go. We're in the third. 55-6, Rams trailing. So it'll be after the penalty. First and forever from near about the 7. There's trouble on the handoff, but Althoff may outrun it here. So there's another flag at about the 10, 11-yard line. Finally brought down at about the 14.
Althoff now having trouble running a play without getting a penalty. And these are probably mostly now, I haven't seen all their numbers, that this is mostly their second unit. And that penalty will be declined. That's their 6th penalty.
And so now, second down and long for the Crusaders. 1:46 left. Clock has stopped. They want it wound. There they go. 55-6 score. It's habitual, so you tend to do that. So now here we go. The Crusaders with the football deep in their own territory from their own 15. Out of the pistol, and that'll be through the hands and directly to the running back. Quarterback had some issues, so it ends up as a snap to the running back and runs for a loss inside the 10. Probably about the 6. It'll be third and long now. A very long third and long.
Yeah. Althoff not executing at all now offensively, and I know this is your second group, but if you're Althoff and you're their coaching staff, you're wanting to see that same execution out of these guys that you do out of your first guys, because this is your future, and there's no reason right now why you shouldn't be executing if you're them.
So now less than a minute to play in the third quarter, 55-6 ball game. And this will be a little bit of a counter play, come to the near side, trying to stretch out the field. What a cut at about the 10, not going to matter. It'll bring up fourth down and about 20 for the Crusaders, and we should get another playoff here, possibly. Depends on how long it takes them to set the football on the near hash. It'll be spotted at about the 11. 28 seconds to go here in the third. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon alongside on WMIX, Mount Vernon, a free service from Withers Broadcasting. Play clock just now winds. We're below that here in the third. I can't imagine they will do anything here. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll try to get the punt off here in the final 10 seconds. Ken Turner waves them off, says, let it go, fellas. And that'll take us to the end of the third. After 3, the Althoff Crusaders 55, the Mount Vernon Rams 6. We'll take a break, come back with the fourth. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
local faces serving local customers. It's what we do. And we're celebrating just that on Saturday, September 16th from 11 to 1 p.m. at our 10th Street location. This is Jason Newell inviting you to come join us for a delicious Uncle Joe's barbecue, check presentations for our Community Love campaign, and some great giveaways, including the grand prize of a Yeti cooler. Because at Community First Bank, local matters. See you Saturday the 16th.
If you could get rewarded for sleeping, would you? Or for sitting in a comfy chair watching football on TV? That dream job is real thanks to Buffalo Wild Wings. You can come in, watch football, and earn points with Blazing Rewards just for being there. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Terms and conditions apply. Must be a Blazing Rewards member. To join and for details, visit blazingrewards.com or download the Blazing Rewards app.
Buffalo Wild Wings in Mount Vernon, located right off the interstate on Potomac Boulevard.
Follow us on social media at WMIX Sports. This is Mount Vernon Rams football.
Fourth quarter we go here at Lindenwood University Stadium. We're in the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. The Althoff Crusaders 55-6 lead. Here comes the punt on 4th and 18 from their own 11. Leak. Oh, tried to field it to midfield. Going to be a foot race back to it. Leak will save it at about the Mount Vernon 39-yard line. So it'll be 1st and 10 for the Rams from their own 39. All the action powered by Community First Bank at the Heartland in Mount Vernon, Dix, Woodlawn, and Ina. Community First isn't just their name, it's what they believe. Interesting.
It's a 45-yard punt.
Good punt.
Yeah, it was.
So now with 11:18 to play, clock rolling. It's a running clock game. 55-6 Althoff. They will be 4-0, 1-0 in the South 7. The Rams will drop to 0-4. They will be 0-1. Out of the shotgun now as we see Hunter Simmons, the 6'2 freshman, into the game at quarterback. Drops back to pass, looking, fires a throw to Span at about the 45, now to midfield. What a slant throw to Amir Span. He'll chunk up some more yardage as he gets to about the 49 in opposite territory, gain of 12. So first look at Hunter Simmons in his varsity career, that I can remember anyway. Unless he saw time at Taylorville.
No, they're very excited about him. He's going to be a good one. He's got a good arm. He's got good size. Steve McCoy works with him every day. That's always a positive. There's a lot of upside to the quarterback position. Looking forward at Mount Vernon High School.
Back to pass. Tried to roll out of trouble and couldn't. And now falls at about the 44. They're going to spot it at the 43-yard line for a loss of 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 16. 10:08 to play. Here in the fourth, 55-6 ball game. Althoff is on top in this one. We'll look at some scores a little bit later. Sponsored by Tony Wilt, your State Farm agent in Mount Vernon. Find him online at TonyWilt.com or look for that white State Farm Jeep around town. See how you can get to a better state with State Farm agent Tony Wilt. 9:45 to go. Althoff 55, Rams 6. Simmons, the quarterback, into the pistol. 2 left. Parker Jennings split to the left side. 2 to the right. Looks like Sursa in motion. And it'll be an inside handoff right up the middle. I did not see the number on the ball carrier. Gets to the 45-yard line, gain of 2.
Shelby on the carry.
Jalen Shelby.
All right. So some Rams getting some action here tonight. Many of them will play again, I think, tomorrow. 9:10 left to play. Red Lake College Powers are streaming. Log on to rlc.edu. See how you can save thousands on that college education. Span will be split to the left side. 3 to the right side this time, including Jennings in the right slot. Out of the pistol with Shelby as the back for Hunter Simmons. 1, 2, 4. Step drop. Yeah, I forgot the 3. What of it? As he's going to shake a tackler and try to run, then jumps one off. Knew where he was on the field. He was looking for Parker Jennings. It looked like at about the Althoff 40. Threw his hands a little high, incomplete. But, man, he broke a tackle. Ran right. Knew where he was on the field. Dumped it off as he got to the line of scrimmage. Just threw it a scant high, and it'll end up as 4th and 17. But that could have been a whole heap and heck of a lot worse.
You see his athletic ability there, and he's just a freshman, to get out of that jam and then work himself outside and find a guy down the field. And he did have an open receiver there, but He just didn't finish the play, but he did a lot of things to get to that point to get him a chance that were positive.
So now 3 to the right, 1 to the left. Shelby in the backfield along with the quarterback out of the pistol. Hunter Simmons. 2-step drop this time. Looking deep downfield for the fade. Near the sideline. Span just through his hands. Got away with the push-off at about the 25. And Amir made that interesting. At the 7:49 mark of the fourth quarter in a 55-6 ball game, Amir is trying to become our player of the game tonight. 3 stars of the game coming up in our Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. We'll have scoring and stats and much more. Try to get a little scoreboard together for you. Finals coming in from across the region. The Hamilton County Foxes fell to Fairfield 40-0. Could have said that the opposite way, but then I wouldn't have had the alliteration. Foxes fell to Fairfield. I like it. Not that they lost, I like alliteration. 7:15 left in the fourth quarter. 55-6 ball game. Althoff will host Centralia on Friday night, maybe from their new facilities at their high school. Rams will have Marion. Short rest, Marion Wildcats. 6:55 left to go, and this time it's going to be a quarterback keeper coming to the near side. Trying to roll is Chamberlain. Gets to about the 39 where he steps out of bounds on the carpet. Gain of about 5. I'll cut it in half. It'll be 2nd and 5 now for the Crusaders. But a flag might make it interesting. Always does.
Yeah, it's on Althoff. Chamberlain now the 7th guy to carry the football for Althoff tonight. But that one's not going to count.
Four 4-0 are the Red Devils of Cesarlear Waltonville Woodlawn, 46-8 winners over the Johnson City Indians.
Excuse me, Chris. I've been battling a head cold for 3 days, and it's just now getting me at the end of this game.
That'll happen. It's a little dry. 5:57 mark of the fourth quarter here at Althoff. Rams trail the Crusaders 55-6. Reserves into the ball game for both teams. Out of the pistol for Chamberlain. Oh, what a play in the backfield. The Rams defense slips through the O-line. That looks like a tackle for a loss by number 72, Tremaine Wright. 5'11 sophomore comes in with a big tackle for loss. 5:30 mark of this fourth quarter. Paul Shields is your All-State agent in the King City. The Rams give it their all, and so does Mountford and All-State agent Paul Shields. To get the protection you need for you and your family, give him a call today. Oh, that Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac post-game show coming up after this one from your Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. Try to get you some scores. Centralia leads Carbondale 31-21, the alone game in the South 7 besides this one. Marion at Cahokia off tonight. That's postponed till tomorrow due to some of the action going on in the Metro East. Little counter play left side, running near that sideline, trying to stretch the field on 2nd and 25. Looked like that was DeAndre Leonard. Oh, that was a guy not on the roster. My apologies. Numbers are hard to read.
Well, that was one I actually read because I've been struggling with that all night out there, and then I was so excited because I looked down at the roster and he's not on the roster, so I can't even get it right that way.
That will happen.
But number 20 did just rush the ball, and he gained 7 yards. That's all we can tell you.
4:14 remains. We are in quarter 4. Rams trail 55-6 to Althoff. 3rd and 18 after the 7-yard gain. And now high snap. It'll be a handoff coming to the near side. And this will be number 2, Jaden Fridge. And we'll have a big tackle that time by the Rams. Is that Fitzgerald's on the tackle?
Yep, I believe so.
Rams soccer star and kicker Jeremiah Fitzgerald with a huge tackle. That's the thing to do now if you're a punter or a kicker, thanks to Pat McAfee, retired Indianapolis Colt. Be physical, be dominant, be strong.
Well, back in my day, Chris, that wasn't necessarily the case. We like to kick them and get out of there. The guy's a whole lot bigger and stronger and skinnier and better looking out there than I was.
So 3:14 left to go here. 4th and 13 for Althoff. Galladay. It's my flex on my fantasy team I was looking at a second ago. This is Galloway. 3 minutes left to play. 4th and 13 from their own 47. Rams have a man back to return. I think that's Scarborough. This will be a nice tight spiral actually off of the foot. That'll be muffed, and it looks like Althoff has it. Scarborough fighting for it at about the 15, and it looks like he has just enough to maybe have it. We'll see which way they go and who they give it to. They're going to keep it with Mount Vernon. Althoff thought they had it. They're going to keep it with Mount Vernon. It was a tie ball.
Yeah.
I thought Althoff had it, but Scarborough kept just enough of it to make it interesting.
Well, here's what happened. Scarborough dropped the ball. Althoff kid came in, got on it, and heads-up play by Scarborough. He immediately tied the ball up. In other words, he didn't concede the fumble. He went right back and tried to grab it and got his arm in there and got enough of it to convince the referee that it should be our ball. So that's a positive. You know, that's you're fighting there. That's good.
Minute 55 left to go. Here in the ball game, Simmons, the quarterback, takes over again. 1st and 10 from their own 15 on the near hash. Right to left they move. He's looking downfield for Spann. And that one will be tipped, and that was a great play on the defense by the man, unfortunately for the Crusaders, not on the roster. Call up from the practice squad, I guess.
Number 20.
Minute 30 left to go in this 55-6 ball game. We'll have your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac post-game show coming up in just a bit. 2nd and 10 now. Simmons has been showing off the arm here in limited action. Hunter Simmons, a freshman QB, 6'2", 185. Three to the near side, 1 split to the right for the Rams. Simmons with 10 on the play clock. Rolls right side, has a man deep downfield and looking to go over the top to Sursa. Falls incomplete. Clock will have about 57 seconds left on it. 55-6, Crusaders on top. It'll bring up 3rd and 10 for the Rams. The ball on their own 15. We'll see if they get another playoff here. That I would assume they'd have to. Play clock has not started yet, however. 55-6 is the score. We'll have your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show coming up after this. Haven't wound the play clock yet, and now they will. 30 seconds left to go in the ball game. Play clock is at 18. They'll have to get another play off. Could be the final play of the game. Simmons has 2 to the left, 2 to the right. Man in the backfield is Shelby. Waiting for the snap with 7 seconds on the play clock. Low snap, he recovers, no problem. Looking downfield, shakes 2 tacklers in the backfield. Rolls right side, dumps it off the line of scrimmage. It's caught by Dameron, it looks like. Isaiah comes away with it, and that'll be the final play of the game as that was down about a 22-yard gain through the air. And that's your final score. The Althoff Crusaders win this one 55-6 over the Mount Vernon Rams. We'll come back with your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Listen, we didn't invent lunch. No, we're not really in that line of business. But we did make lunch better because we are in that line of business. We made up a thing called the B-Dubs Fast Break Lunch. It's a collection of your favorite B-Dubs food. And as we all know, a lunch with your favorite food is a better lunch. It sounds simple, but it's taken ages for mankind to arrive at this solution. Sorry we weren't involved in this lunch situation sooner. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
According to FoxBusiness.com, automobile insurance providers estimate that on average, a person will experience 3 to 4 auto collisions in a lifetime. So the big question is, how do you know where to bring your vehicle after you've been in an accident? This is Chase Landers from Landers Towing and Collision Centers in Mount Vernon and Salem. It's easy for me to say that Landers is where you should always consider anytime you suffer damage to your vehicle. And here's why. Not only do we offer limited lifetime warranty on all repairs and refinishes, but we also complete the repairs using the highest quality refinish products the market has to offer. Landers is also a direct repair facility for most insurance carriers, and in many cases provide a courtesy vehicle or easier access to a rental. We understand what it's like to be in a bind. If unfortunate circumstances fall upon you, we offer prompt RV collision repair services, towing, and heavy-duty towing and collision as well. That's why we feel comfortable saying we're the best. So come see the professionals in Mount Vernon and Salem, or feel free to look us up at landersauto.com. Big or small, Landers fixes them all. Call 1-888-LANDERS. That's 1-888-LANDERS.
Prospective students are invited to tour the Red Lake College campus during Preview Day on Saturday, October 7th. Faculty, staff, and administration will be on hand to answer questions about programs, admissions, financial aid, and more. Plus, tours of specific programs will be available. Attendees can register for prizes and swing by Warrior Fest, an annual campus event featuring a car show, vendor fair, children's activities, and much more. Visit us for Preview Day from 9 to 2 on Saturday, October 7th. Red Lake College. Your journey starts here.
This is Rob Phillips with Schmidt Ford of Salem. Come on in today and check out our huge inventory of pre-owned vehicles. With over 120 units in stock and a wide variety of choices and prices, I'm sure that we'll be able to find a vehicle that fits your needs as well as your budget. Maybe you're in the market for a brand new vehicle, which is not a problem either. Rebates and incentives are high, bringing the cost down. So come on in and see Coach Phillips or any of the friendly sales staff today and drive home in a new or new-to-you vehicle at Schmidt Ford of Salem, 548-1711.
Local faces serving local customers. It's what we do. And we're celebrating just that on Saturday, September 16th from 11 to 1 p.m. at our 10th Street location. This is Jason Newell inviting you to come join us for a delicious Uncle Joe's barbecue, check presentations for our Community Love campaign, and some great giveaways, including the grand prize of a Yeti cooler. Because at Community First Bank, local matters. See you Saturday the 16th.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show starts now.
Final score from Althoff here at Lindenwood University Stadium. Mount Vernon Rams fall tonight, 55-6. Your final score in this one. Of course, we're here to talk about it on your Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. Chris Hugo, again, Jeff Lonnon is alongside. The Rams dropped 0-4. Althoff is now 4-0, 1-0 in the South 7 Conference, while the Rams dropped to 0-1. We have plenty to talk about on this Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame. Schmidt Chevrolet, 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon, or log on to schmidtchevrolet.com. We'll come back. We'll talk some more. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Personal care that gets you back in action. And now you have a center of excellence close to home. Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois offers convenient access to leading-edge orthopedics, providing the latest in surgical and non-invasive care, as well as the most advanced imaging services for orthopedic conditions of all kinds. We also specialize in providing total joint replacement, spine surgery, sports medicine, and offer an on-site physical rehabilitation center. Get back in action with Orthopedic Center of Southern Illinois. Visit online at orthocenter-si.com or call 242-3778.
Hi, this is Bria Actie with Community First Bank, and 10 is the magic number. Our Community Love campaign is raising over $10,000 for 10 local charities, and our name is now 10 years old. And we want to celebrate with you at our 10th Street location. Join us on Saturday, September 16th from 11 to 1 p.m. for some Uncle Joe's barbecue and great giveaways, including the grand prize of a Yeti cooler. You can't miss this exciting event. See you on Saturday.
Streaming worldwide at WMIXSports.com. This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, WMIXSports.com. Chris Hugo, Jeff Lonnon back with you. Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show continues. 3423 Broadway in Mount Vernon. Online at schmidtchevrolet.com or schmidtcadillac.com to view all of their Lincoln luxury. As the Rams fall to 0-4, they are now 0-1 in the South 7 Conference. The Althoff Crusaders are now 4-0. They're a perfect team. And right now 1-0 in South 7 Conference play. They will welcome Centralia next week. The Rams will host the Marion Wildcats, coming in off short rest as Marion and Cahokia was postponed tonight due to civil unrest, was the term used. And so that will be tomorrow at 2 o'clock at Cahokia if you're looking for a game to watch on a Saturday afternoon. Jeff Lonnon alongside. I'm Chris Hugo, Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac. Proud sponsors of this postgame show. We'll take a break. We'll come back to the Buffalo Wild Wings broadcast booth. This is Rams football powered by Community First Bank.
Sleeping, would you? Or for sitting in a comfy chair watching football on TV. That dream job is real thanks to Buffalo Wild Wings. You can come in, watch football, and earn points with Blazing Rewards just for being there. Buffalo Wild Wings. Wings, beer, sports.
Terms and conditions apply. Must be a Blazing Rewards member. To join and for details, visit BlazingRewards.com or download the Blazing Rewards app.
Buffalo Wild Wings in Mount Vernon, located right off the interstate on Potomac Boulevard.
When it comes to banking, Banterra is the change you want to make.
I'm Jeff Speed, Market Executive for Banterra, and you should know that our top priority is personal service. It's why Banterra is the region's largest locally owned community bank. We offer convenient online and mobile banking, mobile check deposit, online mortgage services, and have 25 Southern Illinois branches to serve you. Banterra Bank, proud supporter of Southern Illinois high school sports. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Learn about dozens of colleges and universities at the Illinois Regional College Fair hosted by Red Lake College on Tuesday, September 19th from 9 until 11. It's free to students and parents. Visit the RLC Gymnasium to ask questions of more than 30 regional schools. Learn about financial aid, scholarships, transferring, how to pick a major, and much more. Take the next step at the Illinois Regional College Fair on Tuesday, September 19th from 9 to 11 at Red Lake College. Red Lake College, your journey starts here.
The Community Calendar on WMIX is brought to you by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Red, White, and Brews Cajun Fest is Saturday, September 23rd at American Legion Post 141 in Mount Vernon. The event starts at 11 a.m. Pricing is $20 for crawfish and Dewey sausage with corn and potatoes and includes armband for the bands. $6 homemade gumbo, $6 two-piece catfish dinner with fries and hush puppies, $6 peel and eat shrimp, and $4 for homemade pork rinds. All proceeds go toward American Legion scholarships and area veterans in need. The 24th Annual Salem Elks Lodge 1678 Golf Fundraiser is Saturday, September 23rd at Salem Country Club. It's an 18-hole, four-person scramble with tee-off at 11 a.m., rain or shine. Sunday, September 24th, the Ugandan Kids Choir will share the lively songs and dances of their equatorial African nation in a special concert. This event is free and open to the public, and there will be snacks and a reception after the performance, which takes place at First Presbyterian Church at 2424 Broadway in Mount Vernon. October 7th and 8th is the Heritage Festival at the Jefferson County Historical Village in Mount Vernon. There will be crafts, entertainment, demonstrations, exhibits, and food. This year, the Heritage Festival will feature a quilt display and an antique tractor show provided by Jefferson County Antique Iron. There will also be a guided tour of the historic Old Union Cemetery. A service will be held in the Mount Olive Church at 10 a.m. on Sunday. Musical entertainment will include Monday Night Strummers on Saturday at 11 a.m., Bringing It Back on Saturday at 1 p.m., and Country Gold on Sunday at 1 o'clock. If you have items of community interest, please send them 2 weeks in advance to Community Calendar, care of WMIX, P.O. Box 1508, Mount Vernon, Illinois 62864, or email them to WMIXnews@mywithersradio.com. For more area events, visit the Community Calendar at WMIX94.com.
After a week on the road, the Mount Vernon Rams are back at Ken Hunt Stadium for 2 straight. Hi, this is Bria Ashby from Community First Bank of the Heartland. The Rams welcome the Marion Wildcats for the South 7 Showdown on Friday night. Listen to the broadcast on AM 940, 96.5 FM, or watch online at WMIXsports.com with the pregame at 6:30 and kickoff at 7. It's the Rams and the Wildcats from WMIX Sports, powered by Community First Bank of the Heartland. Welcome back to Personal Banking.
This is Mount Vernon Rams football from WMIX Sports. The 3 stars of the game are next.
AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIXsports.com. Final segment of our Schmidt Chevrolet Cadillac postgame show. The Mount Vernon Rams tumble tonight to the Althoff Crusaders. 55-6 is your final score. Althoff improves to 4-0. They're now 1-0 in the South 7. The Rams fall to 0-4. They are 0-1 in conference play. Jeff Lonnon alongside, who has the stats of this one.
Well, and these are unofficial, obviously, but they're pretty close. Mount Vernon rushing tonight. They had 25 carries for just 29 yards and no TDs, and their long game was 9 yards on the ground. Passing, Malone was 12 for 23 with 2 interceptions. He did throw for a touchdown, and he finished with 152 yards, which is a pretty impressive total on the night. He did throw the football fairly well. Hunter Simmons came in late. He was 2 for 6 for 34 yards. So those two combined for 14 for 29 for 186 yards with 2 interceptions and a touchdown. So Mount Vernon gained the large majority of their yards, obviously, tonight through the air between Simmons and Malone. Mount Vernon punted the ball 5 times tonight for an average of 26.4 yards. They were penalized 9 times for 40 yards, and Mount Vernon picked up 6 first downs total on the night for the Althoff Crusaders. And these are mostly first half stats because they really took their foot off the gas in the second half by playing their second and third team guys. They rushed 21 times tonight for 271 yards and 7 touchdowns on the ground. Taylor Hayes was 3 for 4 passing the football tonight for 53 yards and 1 TD. They were very efficient. They did replace him in the second half and kept the ball on the ground for the most part then the rest of the way, all through the second half, through the continual clock that we started with at the third quarter. Althoff was penalized 6 times for 40 yards, and Althoff picked up 7 first downs on the night, and that's deceiving because you'd think a team that puts up 55 points would have a bunch of first downs, but they just got yards in giant chunks that often ended up in touchdowns, and in that case, you're not awarded a first down. So that's kind of the case there with the Althoff offense. They did punt the ball 3 times in the second half for an average of 36 yards a punt, and they did fumble the ball 1 time, but they did get it back. So, and I think I did leave out the fact that Mount Vernon also fumbled the ball tonight twice, but they also got their fumbles back. So, Chris, it was just a case tonight of not being able to keep the offense on the field and not being able to, eat some clock by moving the ball and moving the chains and getting first downs and letting that potent offense get it too much for Althoff. And they showed us what they could do when they get the ball in their hands, and they are impressive and they're deadly. And all I can say to anybody getting ready to play them is, you better be ready.
Better be ready indeed. We better be ready for the 3 stars of the game, as we have to pick that. I know who the number 1 star is, in my humble opinion, but 3 and 2 obviously are up for debate. I don't want to put you on the spot. The only way you'd put me on a spot is if you took my number 1 as 3 or 2, but...
What's your number? I don't know. I've been doing stats, so
I know
you are putting me on the spot.
I'm not putting you on the spot. We're gonna check some things over.
I've been devoted to stat keeping here, but I will. You give me yours first.
I only have 1.
Well,
I need 3 and 2.
All right.
This is easier said than done, obviously, or easier done than said.
Can I just hear yours first?
I only have the 1 guy. He has to go last. You see how this works?
All right.
We can put now. I will say.
Do you know who I'm gonna? Okay.
We can.
Here's
okay.
what we're gonna do.
Okay.
I'm gonna go first.
Yeah.
And if my guy,
you have to, because you have the number 3 and the number 2 star. We go in reverse order. You go 3, 2, 1.
Do I get more money for this?
Yeah, because you bought the water.
Oh, I did. Actually, I did. Nick Malone. I think Nick did a great job tonight. Nick threw for 152 yards tonight, and I think that, that may have gone overlooked with a 55-6 game, but he did throw for 152 yards tonight. And our receivers, Dameron and those guys, did a heck of a job catching the football. But when you're on an offensively struggling team and you can put 152 yards in the air successfully, and then throw for a touchdown against this good Althoff secondary, I think you deserve some type of kudos.
Absolutely. And Amir Spann caught everything in his reach tonight.
And he did, and in Spann, and I'm sorry I didn't
mention had a touchdown taken away.
Yeah, and he had a touchdown taken away. I thought Spann had a fantastic game catching the ball and had one taken away from him there in the first half. But overall, yes, 100%. I give you that one too.
There we go. 3 stars of the game tonight. It was that simple. One of them will be your All-State Good Hands Ram of the Week, sponsored by All-State agent Paul Shields in Mount Vernon. Jeff, obviously 55-6. There's a lot of things you could say over and over, but any final thoughts on this one?
They got to keep fighting. It's a situation right now where they're young, and being young in 5A, 4A, 5A, 6A football is hard. It truly is, and I thought there were a lot of positives tonight. I know the scoreboard doesn't indicate that, but I just mentioned one right there. We threw for 152. I'm telling you something, Chris. You know this. I coached on some of those good teams in the 2000s, and if we had thrown for 152 yards, we'd have thrown a party. I mean, there's no way. I mean, so what they did here tonight was impressive through the air. We did throw 2 picks, but you're throwing against a good secondary there, so you look at that as a positive. we didn't quit fighting. I mean, it was 55 at halftime, and it's 55 at the end of the game. Althoff did make some substitutions, but if you're here in person and you see what those substitutions look like, I mean, those guys look like football players. I mean, they're lean, they're long, they're athletic. I'm talking about their second team. And we could have backed off there, and we could have let them have a couple more. We could have given up. We didn't. We stuffed them, and we held that group scoreless in the second half. And then the third positive thing is we put a score on the board ourselves. So, there's three things I just mentioned. And I realize, you look at the scoreboard and some people get frustrated. It's 55-6, but you have to understand where we're coming from right now and where we're at with our youth and our numbers. And when you take that into account, this coaching staff and these kids are fighting every week, and they're doing the right things. And, it's going to happen sooner or later, but you just got to hang in there and keep fighting.
And that's about all you can do. And the Rams will fight again next week against the Marion Wildcats. 6:30 pregame, 7 o'clock is your kickoff right here on AM 940, 96.5 FM, and WMIX Sports.com. For Avery Barton, for Seth Gass, for Grant Smith, for Jeff Lonnon, for all of us at WMIX Sports, I'm Chris Hugo. Thank you for listening tonight. Thank you to our sponsors. Final score, the Althoff Crusaders 55, the Mount Vernon Rams 6. We'll talk about it tomorrow on the Saturday Sports Show after the 8 o'clock news right here. We'll talk with Rams coach Mark Goodhart. We will also talk to John Shadowins, head coach of the 4-0 Sesverleer Waltonville Woodlawn Red Devils. We'll find a couple more along the way. So long from Belleville.
On WMIX is